On a cool, windy 54-degree Wednesday night here in Missoula, Montana. We are all set for game 2 of this 6-game series and game 8 of this 12-game road trip for your defending Pioneer League champion, Oakland Ballers, as they take on the Missoula Paddleheads. Paddleheads winning yesterday 17-5. This is Ballers pregame show. My name is Gareth Kwok. Thanks for tuning in, whether you're listening on Ballers Radio or on the Home Team Network. Well, Oakland yesterday falling by 12, a 17-5 Paddleheads victory. Missoula scored in all but 2 innings in the contest, and free bases from the Ballers continue to plague the pitching staff. There were 20 free bases, including 13 walks, and Missoula capitalized for its second highest scoring output of the season. Xavier Casarilla for Missoula with a 7 RBI game. He had 4 hits, including 2 home runs, a 2-run shot in the 4th, a 3-run homer in the 7th. And for Missoula, a 7-run lead through the first 2 innings, an 8-1 cushion thanks to a 5-run bottom of the second. Langston Burkett, the starter, filling in, pitched only 1 1/3 innings and gave up 7 runs, 5 earned on 6 walks. After walking 3 in a row with 1 out in the second and hitting a batter to bring home a run, Tyler Stone hit an opposite field grand slam off Liam Rocha to punctuate a 5-run second and an 8-1 lead for Missoula at the end of 2. Oakland would fight back in the 4th. It'd be their best chance for the rest of the game, though. Ballers with 4 runs in the 4th, 3 of them on 1 swing of the bat. Isai Santos, who's been red hot on this road trip. His last 7 hits have gone for extra bases, and he had a 3-run homer in the 4th. A sacrifice fly from Cam Buford pulled the Ballers within just 3, and that would be the closest they get. Missoula reeled off 9 unanswered runs, and the bullpen from the Paddleheads between Reese Fields, Jaden Bishop, and Jack Robinson pitched 5 2/3 shutout frames, and the Paddleheads won big, 17-5. They have now won 3 of the first 4 meetings against the Ballers. If you date back to the 3-game series in Oakland to begin the season. And the Ballers right now just trying to find some answers, especially on the pitching side of things, where free bases have hurt them. Walks in particular have been an issue. The Ballers have allowed an average of 9.5 walks a game and 13 free bases. But they'll turn to the lefty, C.J. Blowers, the veteran. The 29-year-old will get the ball for Jim Diedrich and for Aaron Miles, and he will face the right-hander Tom Reisinger for the Paddleheads. But coming up next here on the Ballers pregame show, our pregame conversation with the second baseman for tonight, Isai Santos. As Isai, again, who's been red hot at the dish, seeing the ball well. We talked about what's been working well for him at the plate over the past couple of games. Our pregame conversation with Ballers second baseman Isai Santos is coming up next when the Ballers pregame show continues right here on Ballers Radio. Welcome back to the Ballers pregame show ahead of Oakland and Missoula, game 2 of this 6-game series on this Wednesday night. Gareth Kwok alongside Ballers second baseman Isai Santos. Isai, last 3 games, 12 RBI, 7 extra base hits. Just how would you describe the way you're seeing the ball right now at the plate?
I would say I'm seeing it pretty well. Trusting my swing and my approach up there and getting good pitches to swing at. It's been working out well for me.
Have you been working on anything specifically on this road trip since we made the trip up here to Montana?
Just trying to get my timing dialed. Obviously, we're in a little bit of elevation, so it's fun to hit with some elevation at these parks that we're playing at. Just trying to stay consistent in my timing and seeing the ball well for real.
How nice is it knowing that behind you got Jake Allgaier or Jeter Ibarra in that 3 spot, kind of protecting you in a way?
It's good. It's great to have guys who can hit behind you, and I think we got a lot of players on our team who are just like really close to figuring it all out, and it wouldn't matter who was hitting behind me at that point. But I think we're in a good spot.
Second year with the Ballers. How are things treating you just back in the Bay and with the Ballers year 2 now?
I'm loving it. I think coming back for a second year, I understand some of the nitty gritty things that the season has and how you have to prepare day in and day out, and just trying to have fun doing it every day.
Has it been nice knowing that, after competing year 1 in the Pioneer League and now year 2, same coaching staff, a lot of the same returners, you've been able to pick up right where you left off?
Yeah, there's definitely a big sense of like comfortability between everybody, knowing each other from last year. And I think that can help with our chemistry throughout the long season. And, it's just taking it day by day and trying to find a rhythm and get some wins.
Isai Santos, our guest here on the Ballers pregame show. Obviously, it's been a tough road. Obviously, you guys still have a lot of confidence. How do you guys think you can kind of get out of this rut here?
Taking it day by day, like I said, sort of just coming out here with a fresh mindset, new day, new opportunity, and just try and put the couple pieces together throughout the game and come out with a win at the end of it.
I see you've been perfecting and crafting your haircut in here. You brought the clippers out. You've been helping out with the guys and giving some cuts. Is that right?
That is correct. I think it's just a little cool thing to do in our downtime. If anyone, has needed a cut while we're out here, it's nice to be able to just chop it up and just give them a cut while we're out here in any downtime that we have.
How many guys have you cut so far?
I have cut 4 people, including myself, since we've been out here. So maybe there'll be 1 or 2 more while we're out here, but there'll probably be more once we're back home also.
Was there any ones that was, I guess, the most difficult, or were they all fun for you to cut?
None too difficult. I've cut a lot of people's hair, so there's nothing out there that is posed too big of a problem for me to get done. But it's been fun doing it for sure.
Isai, it's been fun to see you hit on this road trip, and we're looking forward to some more fun performances this week. Thanks for the time.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
That's Isai Santos with us here on the Ballers pregame show. We'll be right back right after this. We are just a few minutes away from first pitch between the Ballers and Paddleheads on this Wednesday night from Allegiance Field at Oakland Park. Time now for our two pitchers brewing pitching matchup. For the Ballers, it's the 29-year-old and the Frontier League All-Star, C.J. Blowers. Blowers comes into this game with a 0-0 record. This is his fourth start of the year, a 7.88 ERA, 16 innings pitched. He has struck out 13 over 8 walks. And he will face the former A's farmhand, Tom Reisinger, the 25-year-old from East Stroudsburg University. Reisinger making his fourth start of the season, a 1-1 record, 5.21 ERA in 19 innings, 15 strikeouts over 7 walks. Those are your two pitchers brewing pitching matchup for tonight. And as far as our Caltrans keys to the game, I think number one is make competitive pitches. And in terms of yesterday, it just felt like there were too many pitches that felt non-competitive, and it led to those 13 walks. 13 of the 20 free bases were via the walk. So have to make Missoula think a little bit in the batter's box and not give up easy misses while on the mound. And I think number two, for at least CJ, is give the bullpen some relief. The Ballers, 4 out of 7 games on this road trip, the starters have not gone past the third inning. So for Blowers, it'll be important if he can get into the fifth at least and give this bullpen a bit of a rest that has been quite taxed over the course of this road trip. Those are your keys to the game. It's presented by Caltrans. And the Paddleheads have just taken the field, and we are all set for first pitch. But first, let's take a listen into tonight's national anthem.
Performed tonight by Emily Earl. Ladies and gentlemen, our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets ringing, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Emily Earl.
It is time for Oakland Ballers baseball on the road here in the Treasure State from Allegiance Field at Oakland Park. It is game 2 of this 6-game series, game 8 of this 12-game road trip. The Ballers have struggled mightily on this road trip. They've lost 6 of 7, and they're looking for a victory to even up this series a game apiece. Let's take a look at the Oakland starting lineup. It's presented by Rubenstein. Tremaine Cobb, the shortstop, leads off. Isai Santos bats second. He is playing second. Jake Allgaier, the third baseman, hits fourth. Jaden Kalura had the off night yesterday. He is cleaning up and catching. Jeter Ibarra, the first baseman, bats fifth. Noah Blythe, the right fielder, bats 6th. Cam Buford, the designated hitter, hits 7th. Davis Druick was not in the lineup yesterday, but he is playing center and batting 8th. And batting 9th is Damian Stone, the left fielder, who makes his first start of the series. Once again, that's Cobb, Santos, Allgaier, Calora, Ibarra, Blythe, Buford, Druick, and Stone for Oakland. The defense for Missoula today in the outfield, C.J. Dean in left, Mike Kazuski in center, Enzo Apodaca in right. On the infield, Xavier Casarilla at third base, Jeremy Pjakovic at short, Wilbur Muniz at second, Tyler Stone at first, and behind the plate, catching is Josker Feliciano. For tonight's starting right-hander, the 25-year-old from Coltmont, Pennsylvania, and the former A's farmhand, it is Tom Reisinger, who makes his 4th start of the season. 1-1 record, an ERA of 5.21 for the righty in 19 innings. He has struck out 15 and walked 7. The former A's farmhand stands on the first base side of the rubber, and Tremaine Cobb digs in first, and the first pitch is whacked foul back behind the plate for strike 1 on an 89-mile-an-hour fastball. And first pitch delivered at 6:38 p.m. local time here in Missoula. The 0-1 from Reisinger. Cobb hits a sharp ground ball up the middle, and it's off the glove of the diving shortstop Pjakovic, and it trickles in the shallow center for a base hit. Well, Tremaine Cobb's 18-game on-base streak was snapped yesterday after going 0 for 5. He did reach on a pair of errors, but 0 for 5 officially on the scorecard, and perhaps he'll start a new on-base streak. The Pioneer League's best base stealers at first base for Isai Santos. First pitch to Isai is nubbed off the end of the bat, softly on the ground to third. Casarilla charges, throws to first, and it skips by the first baseman Stone and rolls down the right field line into the Oakland bullpen. Cobb rounds third. He will score standing up, and Santos is in at third, standing. The left side of the Missoula infield continues to play sloppily as Casarilla charged on that infield single, but then threw the ball away down the right field line. A low throw that Stone cannot dig out, and the Ballers lead 1-0, 2 batters in. Again, likely a infield single and then a throwing error that advances Santos all the way to third. First pitch to Allgaier. He takes a changeup, low and away for a strike. It's 0-1. No balls and a strike. Reisinger comes home, and a breaking ball is outside. 1-1. Allgaier hitting .353, 5 home runs, 19 runs batted in. He winds and fires, and Allgaier lines it in the left field. That is down for a hit. Santos can jog home and score, and Oakland now leads 2-0, 3 batters in. A perfect start for Oakland on this Wednesday night. The single by Cobb, the infield single by Santos, and then the throwing error, and then Allgaier with RBI number 20, and it is 2-0 Ballers. Here is Jaden Calora. First pitch from Reisinger is a fastball way outside for ball 1. One ball and no strikes on Calora. The pitch, swing and a miss. That was a good changeup from Reisinger. And it's 1-1. Reisinger, a former A's draft pick back in the 10th round of the 2023 draft out of East Stroudsburg University in East Stroudsburg, Pennsylvania. The pitch to Calora is sliced in the left center field, and that falls for a base hit. Allgaier holds at second, and the first 4 ballers have reached to begin the night. Two on, nobody out for Jeter Ibarra. 2 runs on 4 hits already for the ballers and an error. Here's Ibarra, the first baseman, left-handed bat. First pitch, curveball, snaps in there for a strike. 0-1. Oh, 1. Changeup misses low and outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Reisinger sits at the belt, looks at second. Now comes home, and Ibarra hits a hard ground ball. That's in the right field for a hit. Allgaier touches third. He will score. Calora goes from first to third. It is a dream start for the ballers. 5 batters in, and they hold a 3-0 lead. 5 hits off of Reisinger. And it's the ballers who are now applying the first inning pressure on Missoula. RBI number 21 for Ibarra this year, who is back in front of Allgaier for the team lead. Noah Blythe stands in, right on right. First pitch is off the end of the bat, popped up over towards first and out of play for strike 1. Well, it could not have been a much different start for Reisinger on the mound. He last pitched on Thursday against Boise, and he threw 8 innings of 2-run ball with 6 strikeouts. The 0-1. There's a slider taken down the middle for strike 2. No balls, 2 strikes. Allowed just 2 hits and 2 walks. The pickup, and although he was the losing pitcher in that game, did not receive any run support, just 1 run of run support. 0-2 pitch over to the right. Still 0-2 on Blythe. So from an 8-inning quality start with 6 strikeouts, so far he's faced 5 batters in this first and has yet to record an out. Men on the corners, nobody out for Blythe, 3-0 ballers. The 0-2 is grounded up the middle and through a base hit. Ibarra touches second. He's going to head for third. 6 consecutive hits to start the night for Oakland. The bats are clicking on all cylinders. It's a 4-0 Oakland lead. How about this type of start for Oakland? It's only right, it feels like, given how the first innings have played out on this road trip. And now Feliciano wants to talk with Reisinger. Cobb single, Santos infield single, and then an error. Allgaier single. They've all been singles. No extra base hits just yet. But the ballers have been throwing the first 6 punches in this one. And you'd love to get into Missoula's bullpen perhaps early, because that's what the Paddleheads did not only yesterday, but also in that first series against Oakland back at Ramondi Park. Give them a taste of their own medicine. So 4 runs on 6 hits and an error. And Cam Buford will get his turn now. Ibarra at third, Blythe at first. First pitch, Buford takes a slider off the outside for ball 1. Reisinger looks at first, now comes set at the belt. 1-0 is in the dirt with the breaking ball. 2 balls, no strikes. And this is a guy, Reisinger, who, even though the ERA might be a little high, just over 5, which is actually a pretty good ERA for the Pioneer League, He's given you 5 or more innings in all 3 of his starts. The 2-0. Buford swings and misses at a fastball. 2 balls and a strike. First time facing the Ballers this year. He did not face Oakland in the 3-gamer back at Raimondi Park to start the year. 2-1 pitch coming to Buford. High fly ball, foul off to the right. 2-2. And if Reisinger does not settle down and collect some outs, he may not even reach 3, depending how things go. Forget about 5. 2-2 pitch. Buford checks his swing. Appeal down to first, and no on the appeal, says the first base umpire, Scott Ginger. It's 3-2. Our umpires for tonight, Mike Green is behind the plate calling balls and strikes. Scott Ginger is at first base, and Matt Beaver is at third. Oakland 4, Missoula nothing. Nobody out, men on the corners. 3-2 on Buford. Blythe does not run, and the pitch is grounded into right field. Another hit. The 7th consecutive hit. The ball skips away from Apodaca to right field, and the carousel is turning. Ibarra scores. Blythe scores. Buford in the 3rd. It's a 6-run first inning for the Ballers, and it's a 6-0 Oakland lead. What a turn of events. Just 10 minutes into this game. 10 minutes since first pitch was thrown. It'll be 1 RBI for Buford, and then the E9 allows him to reach third. Here's Davis Druick, and Druick swings and misses at a changeup for strike 1. Six runs on 7 hits against Reisinger here in the first. Still nobody out. The 0-1. Curveball low and in. Check swing. No on the appeal. Says the third base umpire, Matt Beaver. It's 1-1. Druick hitting .240. No home runs. 3 runs batted in. The 1-1 pitch. Fastball is up and away. 2 balls and a strike. It is another chilly, windy evening here in Missoula. Temperatures in the low 50s. 2-1. Grounded softly to second. Second baseman Bermudez fields and tosses to first for the out. Buford comes across and scores. RBI ground out from Davis Druick makes it a 7-0 Ballers lead. Base is empty, 1 out for Damian Stone. The Ballers are going to bat around in this first. First pitch to Stone is lifted high and foul off to the left into the Missoula bullpen for strike 1. Our official game time temperature, it says 55 degrees, but feels more like 43 because of the wind. The flag is howling out towards center, and the wind gusts rumored to be at about 20 to 21 miles an hour. The 0-1 pitch to Stone is fouled off down the left field line. No balls and 2 strikes. And even though yesterday was pretty chilly, it feels like today is chillier. All the players bundled up in hoodies, layered up as well. 0-2 to Stone, and Stone whacks it foul off of his foot. Still 0-2 on the former Ogden Raptor and the Fremont native Stone. 204 hitter, 2 home runs, 10 runs batted in. 7-0 Oakland in the first. 0-2. Breaking ball is tapped foul back behind the plates. For a foul, it's 0-2. It feels like just all the frustration from how this road trip has gone, just being let out in the first inning. 0-2 pitches, a breaking ball outside, 1-2. Having lost 6 of the first 7, and half of them in just heartbreaking fashion, gut-punching fashion. 1-2. Broken bat, pop-up foul off to the left. The ball rolls into the bare hand of Aaron Miles, the third base coach, and Damian Stone will need a new bat after breaking that mahogany dual-colored bat. Seven nothing Ballers, but this Missoula offense, it is dangerous. They scored 17 yesterday, which was the second highest scoring game they've had this season. Reisinger winds the 1-2, and Stone hits a ground ball into right. It's a base hit. Make it the 8th hit of the inning. And Oakland's just going to look to continue and keep the line moving. And meanwhile, this is Missoula's worst case scenario as David Peterson is out to talk, and they are getting a righty warmed up in the left field bullpen for the Paddleheads. It is Camden Carlin, who was just added to the roster. He's a two-way player, listed on the roster as a catcher, and he is warming up out in left field. Well, Aaron Miles, I'm sure, can feel and understand what that Missoula dugout is going through right now, because he's had to live through it 3 times on this road trip. Two of the starts, the starter could not get through the second inning, and the other could not get through the third. And if you're CJ Blowers in the dugout, he couldn't be any happier with the way things have gone. Here's Tremaine Cobb and the top of Oakland's lineup. First pitch, he chases a breaking ball low and away for strike 1. Cobb led off this game with a sharp ground ball up the middle for a base hit. The 0-1 coming from Reisinger. Slider is outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. The last 2 starts for Reisinger. He went 6 innings against Ogden, 8 innings against Boise. Here he is very well in danger of not getting out of the first. 1-1. Slider low. 2 balls and a strike.
That's your daughter? You're doing a good job.
She's working back there.
Reisinger well over 30 pitches on the inning. 2-1 is popped up foul off to the right. 2-2 on Cobb. Seven runs on 8 hits and 1 error in this first. Stone with his lead, 2-2. Cobb hits a high fly ball, shallow right field. Apodaca trots in, camps behind the baseball, and catches it on a backhand for the second out. Isai Santos stands in. First pitch, he takes a breaking ball low and outside, ball 1. Well, before that infield single from Santos, his last 7 hits went for extra bases. He's got 12 RBI over his last 3 games. The 1-0 coming. Santos belts a high fly ball in the straightaway center. Kazuski got twisted around. Now the ball travels a little bit more towards right center, and he puts it away to end the inning. An Oakland onslaught in the first. 7 runs on 8 hits and an error. And it's a 7-0 Ballers lead as we go to the bottom of the first And CJ Blowers takes the hill for Oakland when we return on Ballers Radio. Bottom of the first inning, let's take a look at the Missoula starting lineup. It's presented by Rubenstein. Will Bermudez, the second baseman, leads off. Nick Klemp, the DH, hits second. Enzo Apodaca, the right fielder, hits third. Xavier Casarilla, the cleanup man, is playing third base. Tyler Stone, the first baseman, hits fifth. Josker Feliciano, the catcher, hits sixth. Mike Kazuski, the center fielder, hits seventh. Jeremy Piatkovich, the shortstop, hits eighth. And CJD makes his first start as a paddlehead. He's in left and batting ninth. Bermudez, Klemp, Apodaca, Casarilla, Stone, Feliciano, Kazuski, Piatkovich, and Dean. As a left-hander, CJ Blowers toes the slab, and his first pitch to Bermudez is a fastball in tight for ball one. Bermudez, a switch hitter, batting from the right side. The Ballers ahead 7-0 in the bottom of the first. 1-0 fastball is outside. 2 balls, no strikes. The numbers for Blowers as he makes his fourth start of the season. An ERA of 7.88. No record. 16 innings, 13 strikeouts, 8 walks. 2-0. Fastball clips the outside corner. A called strike. It's 2-1. CJ last threw on Thursday against Glacier. Went 5 in the third innings. Gave up 6 runs on 8 hits, 3 walks, and 4 strikeouts. The 2-1 pitch coming is a fastball down the middle, taken for strike 2. It's 2-2. Bermudez drew a season-high 4 walks yesterday. He's batting .351 with 5 homers and 17 runs batted in. The pitch. Bermudez hits a weak grounder the first, and that bounces foul as it skips by Ibarra down the right field line into the Oakland bullpen. Bermudez reached base 5 times yesterday, 4 walks and a hit by pitch, and scored 4 runs. From the windup, Flowers fires, and the changeup is taken at the knees for a called strike 3, and Bermudez wants to use a challenge.
The call is confirmed. The pitch was a strike.
And it is a unsuccessful challenge from Bermudez, as that changeup indeed caught the knees for strike 3. One down for Nick Klemp. Boy, I'm not exactly sure why Bermudez wanted to use a challenge this early in the game. Yes, your team down by 7. Here's the first pitch fastball. It's a strike on the inside to Klemp, 0-1. But with how potent this Missoula offense is, it just feels like there is a better time to use a challenge in a more high leverage spot. A 1 pitch misses low and in. 1 ball and 1 strike. So that's an unsuccessful challenge. 1 remaining for Missoula. Flowers is 1-1 to Klemp. is lined hard in the left, and it's down for a hit. Here comes Enzo Apodaca now, the right fielder. Flowers, 29 years of age, 6'6", 230 pounds, a native of Graham, Washington, just outside of Tacoma. And a Frontier League All-Star who pitched for Joliet and Ottawa the last couple of seasons. Left on left, first pitch to Apodaca is a ground ball into left field for a base hit. Clem to second, Apodaca did not collect a hit yesterday. He did walk 2 times and drove in the run on a sac fly. So the Paddleheads with a bit of a threat here. 2 on, 1 out for Xavier Casarilla. Casarilla, big game for him yesterday. 7 runs batted in, 4 hits, 2 homers. First pitch, breaking ball on the outside, called a strike. 0-1. Flowers was acquired by Oakland in a 3-team trade with Joliet and Ottawa in exchange for a player to be named later in cash considerations. He is set at the waist. Looks at second twice, the pitch. Fastball is up and away. 1 ball and 1 strike. Last year with Ottawa and, last year with Joliet, a 2.71 ERA and 93 innings. 1-1 pitch. There's a fastball at the knees, called strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. A very wide arsenal of pitches in his arsenal. A 4-seam fastball, 2-seam fastball, changeup, cutter, sweeper, and a forkball. Holds at the belt, glances at second, twice, thrice, the pitch. And Casarilla chases a fastball outside for strike 3. He helped out Blowers there. I don't know if he was giddy in the box to just get a swing off, but he is the second strikeout victim for Blowers in the inning. And here is Tyler Stone. Ballers lead 7-0. Home half of the first. Second and first for Missoula with 2 outs. First pitch to the lefty slugger Stone on the way. Fastball outside corner, called a strike. And it's 0-1. Stone hitting .346, 32 runs batted in. That leads the Pioneer League. Oh, 1 coming. Fastball catches the lower outside corner for a called strike 2. No balls and 2 strikes. With Blowers, he's not going to overpower you with velocity. The fastball will sit 85 to 86. But he induces outs with deception and creativity. 0-2. Breaking ball. That was a good miss. Low and outside. Taken for ball 1. 1-2 on Stone. Rookie out of Nebraska. Former All Big Ten selection. The pitch is lifted out to left. Hit pretty well. Stone is back, and he plays it off the bottom of the wall. Grounding third, Klemp. He scores. Apodaca advances to third. And it's a long single from Stone to make it now a 7-1 Ballers lead. Fastball off the corner outside, but Stone just let it travel, and he sent it the other way. RBI number 33, which continues to lead the Pioneer League. Josker Feliciano, the catcher, stands in the righty box. First pitch on the way. Changeup, low and in for ball 1. A run in for Missoula on 3 hits. Flowers looking to limit the damage. Look at first. Now Blowers throws. And Feliciano grounds it up the middle. It's gloved by Santos. He steps on second, and the inning is over. A run in for Missoula on 3 hits on the long RBI single from Stone. It's a 7-1 Oakland lead as we go to the second on Ballers Radio.
We get this karaoke right now.
Number 15, Jake Allgaier.
Missoula scores 1 in the bottom of the first. It's a 6-run Oakland lead, 7-1 as we head to the second. Jake Allgaier, Jaden Calora, and Jeter Ibarra to lead off against Reisinger, who labored in that first 40 pitches in the first inning from the right-hander. His first Allgaier is a fastball that sails up and away for ball 1. Oakland tagged Reisinger for 7 runs on 8 hits, 2 errors, 1-0. Allgaier takes low and in for a ball, 2 balls and no strikes. The first 7 batters reached on base hits, only on singles, 2-0. Allgaier takes a changeup low and outside. It's a 3-0 count on Allgaier. Three-0 pitch on the way from Reisinger. And that is a 4-pitch walk, a fastball high and away. Allgaier aboard for a second time. And here is Jaden Calora.
Number 18, Jaden Calora.
First walk issued by Reisinger. Here's Calora. Right on left. First pitch. Fastball is outside. 1 ball, no strikes. Reisinger, who reached as high as High A Lansing with the A's organization. 1-0. This is up and away. 2 balls, no strikes. In college, he was mostly a reliever, especially in his last 2 seasons at East Stroudsburg. And then upon being drafted, he served as mostly a reliever. 2-0 fastball, clips the outside. That's a called strike, 2-1. In his last season with the Lugnuts, a 6.27 ERA in 47 1/3 innings, exclusively out of the bullpen. 2-1. high and away with the fastball. Boy, he's just missing high and outside. 3-1. The fastball is just missing in the righty batter's box, and that is prompting the bullpen, Camden Carlin, for Missoula to get hot again. 3-1 pitch. There's a curveball, and it just misses the outside corner. Ball 4. Ibarra will now hit. And for Missoula, they do not want to afford a call to the bullpen this early. Here's Ibarra, first pitch. Curveball snaps in there for a strike. 0-1. That is Reisinger's best secondary and his most frequent secondary pitch. It's that curveball. He has a slider and a sparse changeup. 0-1. Another slider, that time high. 1 ball and 1 strike. Oakland looking to post another big number in this second. 1-1 pitch on the way. And Ibarra takes low with the fastball. It's 2-1. Oakland's RBI leader at the dish with 21. Drove in a run in the first with a grounder to right. 2-1. Curveball misses up and away. 3 balls and a strike. And you have to imagine what is going through the mind of Michael Schlacht, the manager from Missoula. His starter cannot locate here in this second. 3-1 coming. Fastball not close. Up and away. Ball 4. And the bases are loaded for the Ballers with nobody out for Noah Blythe. And here comes Michael Schlacht. He waited for Blythe to get into the batter's box. And that will do it for Reisinger. It's a premature start from Missoula starter who had gone 5 or more innings in each of his last 3. He goes only 1 inning today. And the Ballers have forced a call to the bullpen for the Paddleheads with the bases loaded, nobody out, and a 6-run lead. It's 7-1 Oakland here in the second on Ballers Radio. Ballers have the bases loaded in the top of the second with nobody out and a 6-run lead on Missoula. It is 7-1 Ballers here on this Wednesday night. And Tom Reisinger, the starter, has been replaced by Camden Carlin, a two-way player for the Paddleheads who is making his professional debut. The former Baker University catcher and right-hander probably not the way he envisioned his pro debut beginning. He inherits the bases loaded with nobody out for Noah Blythe. Last year, Carlin pitched in 12 games, 7 of them were starts, an 8.15 ERA in 38 and 2/3 innings. From the windup, first pitch to Blythe is hit hard on the ground in the left field for a base hit. Allgaier scores. Station to station goes the rest of the Oakland runners as Calora goes to third, Ibarra to second, and Noah Blythe, with his second run scoring hit of the game, makes it an 8-1 Ballers lead. Noah sat on a fastball. Carlin threw a fastball, and Blythe punched it through the left side for his second run batted in. Here's Buford, who takes a fastball down the middle for a strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Buford swings and misses at a changeup. No balls, 2 strikes. Corner infielders in for Missoula. The middle infielders are back and pinched up the middle. From the windup, his 0-2. Buford hits a ground ball to short, fielded by Pjankovic. He throws to second for 1 out. The turn to first is in time for a double play. Calora scores from third. Ibarra advances to third from second, but Missoula will gladly make that trade. A double play for a run. It's now 9-1 Ballers. Runner on third, 2 outs for Davis Druick. First pitch to Davis. He takes a fastball low and away for ball 1. Carlin was just activated onto the roster today. He was not on the roster last night. 1-0. Druick hits a fly ball in the straightaway center. 3 steps back goes Kazuski. He makes the catch, and the inning is over. Oakland scores 2 runs on 1 hit, and they leave a man stranded at third. It's now a 9-1 Ballers lead as we go to the bottom of the second here on Ballers Radio. Eight-run lead for the Ballers as we head to the bottom of the second. A pair of runs in on 1 hit. And CJ Blowers, I'm sure, could not have been more pleased with the way things have started in terms of run support. Maybe the only downside to all 9 runs being scored in the first 1.5 innings is how does he find the way to keep himself loose, especially in this cold weather. Here's Kazuski. The center fielder takes a fastball outside for ball 1. Because that first inning lasted about 15 to 20 minutes. The 1-0 pitch on the way. Kazuski takes a fastball high and outside. 2 balls, no strikes. Luckily, Blowers did time his warm-up a little bit later than maybe usual. He came out at about maybe 6:15, 6:20 to warm up. 2-0. Fastball taken down the middle for a strike. It's 2-1. And that was just right, given how long that first inning was from the Ballers offense. 2-1. Kazuski takes a fastball outside, 3 balls and a strike. 20 pitches in the first from Blowers. He's a man that likes to work quickly on the third base side of the slab. And the 3-1. Kazuski hits a line drive in the right field for a base hit. Fourth hit already for the Paddleheads, and here is Pionkovic. Blowers on Thursday against Glacier, he struggled in the first, gave up 3 runs in the first inning, then threw 4 scoreless to reach the 6th as Pionkovic takes a changeup on the inside for a strike, 0-1. Then Tommy Rover took him deep to left. The pitch in the dirt, and it skips to Calora's left, and that allows Kazuski to advance on a wild pitch. Ran out of gas a little bit in that 6th inning as Glacier scored 3 runs in the 6th to knock him out of the game. He's somebody that can provide some length, and he will certainly be asked to go deep today. 1-1. Fastball upstairs. 2 balls and a strike. He has pitched into the 5th in at all 3 of his starts. 2-1 pitch is grounded to third, and it's under the glove of Allgaier, the third baseman, down the left field line. Kazuski holds at third. Pionkovic holds at first. Ball skips past Santos, rolls in between first and second, and it is being ruled a hit. A hard grounder, and Allgaier just tried to scoop it on a backhand, a tricky short hop, but could not scoop it cleanly before it rolled in the left. Corners are in for Oakland. Middle infield back for C.J. Dean. Right-handed bat versus the southpaw Blowers. First pitch is a slider on the inside, called a strike. It's 0-1. Ballers will gladly trade. A run here for 2 outs. Up by 8. 9-1 Oakland in the bottom of the second. From the set is 0-1. Dean hits a fly ball down the right field line into the corner, but it lands foul by about 2 feet. 0-2. This is Dean's first pro start. Rookie out of North Greenville, just finished up at North Greenville University, a Division II school in North Carolina. 0-2 coming. Is hammered to left, sending Stone back, and it is off the wall. Kazuski scores. To third goes Pionkovic. The throw goes in the second, and Dean slides in safely with an RBI double. And the Paddleheads have collected 3 straight hits to start the bottom of the second, and it's now a 9-2 Oakland lead. That was a changeup, not quite low enough from Blowers, and Dean got under it and laced it 105 off the bat. And that is his first RBI as a professional. He entered the game late yesterday as a defensive sub. First professional extra base hit in RBI. Bermudez stands in. Top of the lineup for Missoula. First pitch is flied to shallow right. Blythe comes in, makes the catch, tagging Pionkovic. Blythe's throw goes into the second baseman, Santos. And a sacrifice fly from Bermudez to right field brings home a third Missoula run. And it's now 9-3 Ballers.
Number 13,
Dean advanced to third on that fly ball. 1 out for Klemp, the DH. Right-handed bat with pop. First pitch coming is popped up foul. Straight back, 0-1. Well, this is Blowers' game. He pitches to contact. He's going to give up hits, but he'll always try to minimize the damage. That's where it always helps with the pitch to contact guy to give him plenty of run support. Here's a changeup low and away. 1 ball, 1 strike. First time facing Missoula. And this high-powered offense, that's third in batting average and third in runs scored. 1-1 from Blowers. Fastball is outside. 2 balls in the strike. That was a higher leg lift than usual. He will vary the leg lifts throughout the game just to keep the hitters on their toes. 2-1. Slide step. It's a grounder to short. Fielded by Cobb on a knee. Sets the feet, tosses to first in time. There's out number 2, but Dean scores from third. It's a 9-4 Oakland lead on the RBI groundout from Nick Klemp. Three runs in the second for the Paddleheads. Base is empty. 2 outs for Apodaca. Lefty on lefty, first offering is a breaking ball outside for ball 1. Blowers will hold the leg at times and kind of jiggle a little bit. Sometimes he'll come straight to the plate with a slide step or a quick pitch. 1-0. Apodaca hits a sharp ground ball down the third base line. That's a base hit. He takes a wide turn around first and holds there. So the Paddleheads have no problem right now seeing Blowers. That is the 7th hit already in this game. And it brings up Xavier Casarilla. Apodaca 2 for 2. That's now another multi-hit game for him. The pitch, Casarilla rolls it foul down the third base line for strike 1. Have to monitor CJ's pitch count, but I tell you what, I'm inclined to think that Aaron Miles and Jim Dietrich will give him a long leash, considering how yesterday went. 0-1. Changeup is looped in the shallow left, and that falls for a hit. Casarilla reaching after that changeup, and he lines it softly in the left field. It's another hit, the 5th of the inning. Apodaca advances to second. 2 outs. 2 men on second and first for Tyler Stone. Stone drove in Missoula's first run in the first with an RBI single to left. A loud, long single off the wall, as a matter of fact. It's a lefty-on-lefty matchup. The first pitch coming. Breaking ball finds the outside for a strike, and it's 0-1. Ballers 9, Paddleheads 4, bottom of the second. Blowers is ready, and he fires. Fastball is a little high. 1 ball and 1 strike. CJ did throw a season high 105 pitches back on Thursday against the Range Riders. Already at 42 here through an inning and 2/3. 1-1 is popped up. First baseman Ibarra crosses foul ground. Does he have room on the extended warning track? He does not. As it lands on the MKC party deck balcony. That was a good pitch. He got Stone way out in front. We'll have to try and get him off balance again. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes. 5-run lead Ballers, 9-4. Bottom of the second, 1-2 with 2 down. Flowers delivers. And Stone strikes out swinging on the slow slider off the outside. And that will end the inning. 3 strikeouts for Flowers. Missoula scores 3 runs on 5 hits, and they leave a pair stranded. On we go to the third. It's Oakland 9, Missoula 4 here on Ballers Radio. Heffernan Insurance Brokers has been helping people make smart decisions since day one, offering business insurance, personal home and auto, employee benefits, and retirement and wealth management. Make a smart decision for your business or family today. Visit Heffernan Insurance Brokers online at hefins.com. Damian Stone leads off for Oakland in the top of the third. The Ballers' 8-run lead has been whittled down to 5 after a 3-run second from the Paddleheads. It's 9-4. A 1 pitch to Stone is grounded softly to first, backhanded by the first baseman Stone. Underhand flip to Carlin, the pitcher covering the base. And it's in time for the first outs. Here's Cobb now for the Ballers. Carlin, who began his collegiate career at Kansas City Community College. First pitch is well outside off the tip of Feliciano's mitt, and it rolls to the backstop for ball 1. He played 2 years at Baker, which is in Baldwin City, Kansas, an NAIA school. 1-0. Cobb takes a belt-high fastball for a strike, 1-1. And he served as a two-way player. He batted consistently in the lineup last year. The pitch, slider, called a strike on the outside, 1-2. And he was quite the hitter for Baker last year. He hit .404, 11 home runs, 46 batted in, 1-2. Fastball outside, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Did more hitting than pitching and was better as a hitter than as a pitcher. 2-2 on its way. Cobb takes a breaking ball low, 3-2. And here he is on the mound making his professional debut for the Paddleheads and looking to eat up innings. The 3-2. Cobb takes strike 3 call, the changeup at the knees, and he wants to challenge. And Tremaine Cobb is successful with the challenge. Gets it right on a ball that was just off the corner outside. But I tell you what, looking at our TrackMan data, it was not a ball by that much. Barely and barely missing the corner by maybe a fingernail. 1 out base runner for Isai Santos. First pitch. Isai takes a changeup low, ball 1. And well, why was that an important challenge? Well, now you have the best base stealer in the league at first base. He's got 15 stolen bases to lead all base stealers. 1-0. That is a called strike. A generous outside call from the home plate umpire, Mike Green. It's 1-1. Santos is 1 for 2. Infield single in the first. The pitch is bounced up the middle. It could be a pair. High hop for Pjankovic. Shortstop steps on second, fires to first, and that will end the inning. Carlin faces a minimum in the third. It's a scoreless third inning for Carlin, and we move to the bottom of the third. Oakland ahead 9-4 here on Ballers Radio. Scoreless top of the third, pitched by Carlin. And Missoula, who has scored in each of the past 2 frames, looking to close this deficit even further. 9-4 Ballers. CJ Blowers back on the mound as he faces the catcher, Joscar Feliciano. First pitch is a breaking ball popped up on the infield. The shortstop Cobb charges in and makes the catch on the dirt for the first out. That's how you like to get it done if you're Blowers. First pitch outs. And considering his pitch count, 43 pitches through the first 2 frames. 1 away for Mike Kazuski. Left on left. Flowers winds and fires. A little delayed leg lift. And a fastball is inside for ball 1. It's just so amusing. He'll hold the leg, and it almost looks like he's doing yoga. He'll just kind of shake the leg, balance it. Here he comes to the plate quicker, and he delivers a strike, a fastball on the outside, but Kazuski wants to challenge. And Kazuski is correct. It was a ball outside. So Missoula still has a challenge remaining. Oakland with 2 left. 2 balls, no strikes on Mike Kazuski. And the pitch. Breaking ball is low. 3 balls, no strikes. I keep wanting to say Mike Wazowski from Monsters, Inc. Kazuski, Wazowski, 3-0. Fastball at the knees, a called strike. It's 3-1. I mean, their names just sound so similar. Obviously, they don't look alike at all. 3-1. Kazuski hits a fly ball to deep right center. Blythe on the run. Now he slows down and he makes the catch in stride before greeting his center fielder, Davis Druick, out there on the warning track. 2 outs. And here is Pjakovic. Rain has begun here in Missoula. A light shower as we speak during that at-bat against Kazuski. And the wind continuing to howl out there in straightaway center. The American flag gusting hard. First pitch to Pjakovic. Fastball, middle in, called a strike. 0-1. 9-4 Oakland, third inning. The 0-1 from CJ. And a breaking ball misses outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. We had some rain earlier in the afternoon at about 11 and noon. The pitch popped up off to the right. 1 ball, 2 strikes. But Missoula broadcaster Jeff Safford was telling me they did not need to tarp, which is impressive. The field able to take the moisture and then able to drain quickly and get it ready for today. 1-2 from Blowers. Delayed leg lift. It's a line drive up the middle in the center for a base hit. Pjakovic 2 for 2 with 2 hard singles. 2 on base runner for CJ Dean. Dean with his first professional run batted in the second. A double off the fence and left. First pitch, fastball is high, ball 1. Flowers, who is in his 3rd season as a pro. 2 years in the Frontier League. The pitch is blasted high and deep to center. Druick on the run. He gets twisted around. That ball is off the wall. Nearly got out of here. Takes a hard carry back into straightaway center. That allows Pjakovic to score. The throw from Druick into third is late. It's a triple for CJ Dean, and it's now 9-5 Ballers. And I tell you what, Dean was just about 5 or so feet away from his first pro homer. 405 feet off the wall and straightaway center, just above the pitch clock. Again, if that's maybe, let's say, even 2 to 3 feet higher, that's a 2-run homer. Instead, a triple. Couple 2-out hits for Missoula. Here's Bermudez, and he nearly gets hit on the fastball in tight for ball 1. Four-run lead for Oakland. 9-5, third inning. The 1-0 pitch to Bermudez is a fastball down the middle for a called strike. 1-1. Bermudez is 0 for 1 with a sacrifice fly in the second. Flowers at the stretch. He comes home. And Bermudez takes a changeup on the lower outside corner for strike 2. On deck is Clem. CJ hoping to minimize the damage here. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The southpaw fires. And Bermudez turns away from an inside fastball, 2-2. A pair of ducks, a third duck just flied past us across the field over towards third. 2-2. Changeup popped up. Shallow right. Blythe jogs in, stops, and puts it away to end the inning. A 2-out RBI triple from CJ Dean has cut the Oakland lead down to 4 now. It's 9-5 Ballers. Coming up for Oakland in the fourth, it's Allgaier, Calora, and Ibarra. When we return on Ballers Radio. Jake Allgaier leads off for the Ballers in the fourth. It's Oakland 9, Missoula 5 after the 2-out RBI triple from C.J. Dean. First pitch to Allgaier is a changeup blown away, ball one from the right-hander Camden Carlin, who has thrown 2 scoreless innings of relief in his pro debut. The pitch is a changeup on the outside corner, called a strike, but Allgaier wants to use a challenge. And Oakland is successful with its 3rd straight challenge, as it is indeed a ball off the outside. It's 2-0 on Allgaier. 2-0 pitch from Carlin. Fastball in tight, 3-0. And I think the Oakland batters are sensing that the home plate umpire, Mike Green, is giving a generous call off the outside, and that they can challenge it and have it overturned. Here's a 4-pitch walk as Carlin misses inside with a fastball. Allgaier on base for a 3rd time tonight. And up to the plate comes Jaden Calora.
Number 18, Jaden Calora.
And it's not like Green is missing by that much on the outside part of the strike zone. I mean, these are a ball and a half off the plate outside. First pitch to Calora. There's a fastball down the middle for a strike, 0-1. Between Cobb using a challenge, Allgaier, Stone as well. 0-1. Calora takes Lone away with a changeup, 1 ball and 1 strike. Oakland scored 7 first-inning runs. 1-1. Fastball is outside, 2 balls and a strike. But with this Paddleheads offense, as dangerous as it is, no amount of runs is enough. 2-1. Changeup floats outside, 3 balls and a strike. Right now, Carlin having trouble locating in this 4th. Only 5'9", 185 pounds. Looks at first, 3-1. Calora skies it high behind the plate. Catcher Feliciano backpedals, and he can't make the catch. It lands foul just to the right of the first base foul line. Once Feliciano got caught backpedaling, trying to adjust to the wind, you had a feeling that it was going to be a tough play for him. So Calora gets new life. It's a 3-2 count with Allgaier at first base on a windy, chilly Wednesday. This feels like February baseball here in June. Full count, no outs. Allgaier runs, and the pitch is socked high and deep to right. Apodaca is back at the warning track, looking up, and that ball is gone. Jaden Calora jolts one out of here. A 2-run bomb to right center. And the Ballers in double digits now. An 11-5 Ballers lead on Calora's second big fly of the year. 365 feet to right center, just over the fence that tapered to about 15 or so feet high. Here's Ibarra. He swings and misses at a breaking ball high for strike one. And boy, how big is that dropped pop-up by Feliciano, the catcher? A 1 pitch is high and outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Not the easiest play given how hard the wind is blowing. 1-1. Ibarra sends a fly ball to left field. This has some carry. Dean is at the wall, and he has room. Makes the catch just shy of the fence on the warning track for out number 1. But a playable foul ball for him to catch, and that leads to the Calora 2-run bomb. And on our Sonic home run tracker, that is home run number 38 of the regular season for your Ballers. Our home run tracker sponsored by Sonic Internet. 1-0 to Blythe. After taking a pitch up and in, now he takes one down the middle for a strike. 1-1. I mean, this is going to be a game where you just are going to have to punch back. 1-1 is a strike. Breaking ball at the knees. It's 1-2. Runs are going to be scored. Hits are going to be collected. 1-2. Blythe rolls it foul down the third base line. You just can't get deterred by the events. One ball and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch, and it's outside for a ball. 2-2. The 2-2 coming. White, it's a line drive and a leaping grab by the shortstop, Yankovic, the shortstop. 2 down for Cam Buford. Buford is 1 for 2, RBI single in the first, and he swings and misses at the first pitch, breaking ball, strike 1. 0-1. Buford sends a fly ball down the right field line, foul. No balls, 2 strikes. Well, a lot of the coaches have told me that this ballpark is a launching pad between how high we are with the elevation. 0-2. That is low. And it skips to the backstop. 1-2. Between the elevation and the dimensions, 287 down the right field line, 309 down the left field line. The ball jumps off of the bat here at Missoula. 1-2. Buford fouls it off of his foot. Count holds. 1-2. The approximate elevation up here in Missoula is 3,200 feet above sea level. The 1-2 pitch coming. Buford bounces it hard up the middle, and it's through. A base hit for Cam. 2 hits on the day for the second-year baller. he was struggling coming into this game, batting just 185 on the road trip, but this will perhaps get him going for the rest of the week. 2-out single. Here's Davis Druick for the Ballers with Oakland ahead by 6. 11-5 Ballers with 2 outs in the fourth. First pitch to Druick is a changeup high, ball 1. The pitch, runner goes. It's a called strike, throw down by Feliciano, the tag by Buford, and it's not in time. A nifty swim move by Buford, who seemed to know that the throw was going to beat him. And before Pionkovic, the shortstop, could apply the tag, he pulled that left hand away at the last minute, used that right hand to get into the bag, and that's Buford's second stolen base of the season. 1-1 on Druick. Davis pokes it foul off to the left. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Druick drove in Oakland's 7th run of the game in the first with a grounder to second. 1 ball, 2 strikes. A look at second. Buford with his lead. The pitch. And Druick strikes out swinging on the ball in the dirt. Feliciano picks up the ball in the dirt and throws to first to complete the drop third strike. Inning over. Ballers score 2 on 2 hits. Jaden Colora with a 2-run bomb to right center. And Oakland is now ahead by 6. 11-5 as we go to the bottom of the fourth here on Ballers Radio. Bottom of the fourth from Allegiance Field at Ogren Park. You're listening to Oakland Ballers Baseball on our Oakland Ballers YouTube channel and on the Home Team Network. I'm Gareth Kwok. First pitch to the right-handed bat is a strike. Changeup down the middle from Blowers. It's 0-1. 60 pitches thrown by Blowers through 3 innings. 11-5, Oakland ahead here in the fourth. The pitch is a breaking ball in the dirt. 1 ball and 1 strike. Let's see if Blowers can deliver a clean fourth. Missoula has scored in every inning thus far against the Southpaw. 1-1. Klemp rips one to deep left field, and it's not coming back. A laser beam from Nick Klemp to left field. His 4th homer of the season. Trims the lead down to 5. It's now 11-6 Ballers. Well, that was a mistake from Blowers. He elevated the fastball. And Klemp drilled it 108 miles an hour, 375 feet the distance. First pitch to Apodaca is a strike on the outside. It's 0-1. Left on left, the 0-1. And a breaking ball is spiked in the dirt. 1 ball and 1 strike. Time is called. A ball accidentally rolls onto the field of play. Apodaca's got a pair of hits, 2 singles. He had a multi-homer game against Oakland, back in Oakland, 1-1. Check swing on a high fastball. He holds up. 2 balls and a strike during that first series of the season at Raimondi Park. Second year pro out of Baylor. Flowers winds. His 2-1 pitch is in the dirt. 3 balls and a strike. (11-6) Oakland. This is game 2 of the series. 3-1. Apodaca hits a fly ball to left. It's drifting Stone back. He's shy of the track, and he makes the catch. 1 down for Casarilla. We were talking about the dimensions in the last half inning. Again, 309 to left, 287 to right. That's got to be the most shallow in this league. Albeit the fence is about 20 or so feet high down the left and right field lines. Here's Casarilla, right-handed bat, first pitch. He takes a fastball high for ball 1. 398 to straightaway center, 409 to right center. That is the deepest part of this park. The pitch is high with the breaking ball, 2-0. The fence tapers down to about 10 feet from left center to right center, 2-0. Breaking ball, called a strike at the top of the zone, 2-1. But then the batter's eye, the center field fence that is only about 30 feet wide, 2-1. Swing and a miss on the fastball upstairs, 2-2. And the fence then jumps back up to about 15 feet. Flowers ahead, 2-2 on Casarilla, who had a big night yesterday. 2-2 coming. And Casarilla takes a fastball inside for ball 3, and Jaden Calora wants to challenge behind the plate.
The call is confirmed. The pitch was a strike inside.
Call has been upheld just off the inside corner. And not a bad challenge from Calora, in my opinion. Now Aaron Miles wants to chat with the home plate umpire, Mike Green. Was there a discrepancy between how many challenges that Oakland has? Oh, they want them to repeat the review.
Call is confirmed. The pitch was a ball inside.
Aaron is telling our press box that it was called a strike. Now I'm confused. I'm not exactly sure what his argument is. The home plate umpire, Mike Green, ruled it a ball inside. The challenge from Calora was unsuccessful. The call was confirmed. It's 3-2 on Casarilla with 1 down. Blowers delivers the payoff. And it's a fastball high for ball 4.
There's one thing I know. Hey, yeah, God is good. All the time.
So,
First walk issued by Blowers. I don't know if there was something that Aaron saw, or I don't know if the technology with whatever happened. Here's Stone, who takes a breaking ball low and away, ball 1. But it's funny because up here in the press box, we're on the concourse level, and it's actually very close to the screen and to the field. 1-0. So Stone hits a ground ball up the middle. Shortstop Cobb Fields. He's going to go to first the long way in time. And there is 2 down, albeit I think Cobb hoped that Santos would get to second in time so that they could turn a double play, but he was shaded on the right side of the infield for Stone to pull. And so that's why Cobb couldn't get to second, nor could he flip it to second in time because he was too far from the base. And Santos was not over to cover in time. So it's a 2-out situation. Here's Feliciano, who takes a ball low, 1-0. The home run by Klemp has made it a 5-run lead for Oakland. 11-6, 2 outs, man on second. 1-0 to Feliciano. Is a strike, fastball on the inside, 1-1. Well, again, we're so close here from the field and from the plate that you may have heard Aaron was trying to ask the press box a question. We could hear it from here. Here's a 1-1 changeup blowing in. 2 balls and a strike. The other 2 venues that we've been at, in Glacier and in Great Falls, those booths are very high up, so there's no real way you could communicate. It's just we're just too high up in the booth. 2-1 pitch. Feliciano hits a foul off to the right. And the count even at 2 on Feliciano. Flowers at 80 pitches on the night. Trying to get through 4 here. It is 2-2 on Feliciano. He holds, he throws. Fastball is inside. Full count. Mike Kazuski to follow for the Paddleheads. Oakland looking for just its second win on this road trip. The payoff pitch on its way from Blowers. Here it is. And Feliciano hits a little nubber to the pitcher Blowers, who fields. He shovels it to first in time, and the inning is over. Klemp hits a leadoff homer. The Paddleheads pull within 5. It's now 11-6 Oakland as we move to the 5th on Ballers Radio. A little fifth inning baby shark for you as we go to the fifth from Missoula. 11-6 Ballers. Damian Stone leads off for Oakland against the righty Camden Carlin. First pitch is hit high and deep to right. Apodaca backpedals. He's on the warning track. He reaches out and makes the catch as he was just about 5 feet or so away from reaching the fence. Stone just got underneath it. One down for Tremaine Cobb in the top of Oakland's lineup. Let's take a look at our Pacific Pipe climb to the top of the PBL standings update. Right now, Billings in first place at 15-3 through the first 18 games for the Mustangs. Here's a breaking ball inside, ball one. Long Beach dropped yesterday's contest to, I believe, Red Pocket or Modesto. Here's a line drive to right, and that is down for a hit for Cobb. Cobb's got a 2-hit night. One on, one out for Isai Santos. Modesto, a one-run victory against Long Beach to end the Coast's 12-game win streak. So Long Beach now at 15-4, a half game back of Billings for sole possession of first place. First pitch to Santos, rolled to second, fielded by Bermudez. Throw to second for one, turn to first, not in time. Santos's hustle allows him to reach. Otherwise, the inning would be over. Cobb forced down at second, 2 outs for Jake Allgaier. Boise and Glacier, Missoula and Modesto, a 4-way tie for third at 12-7. And then Ogden behind them at 10-9. The switch hitting, Allgaier stands in the lefty box, first pitch. And he takes a changeup on the outside for a strike, 0-1. But right now, if the season were to end today, the two teams that would punch their ticket to the postseason would be Billings and Long Beach. The 0-1. Change up, down and away, 1 ball, 1 strike. And they would receive home field advantage in the postseason, at least for that first round. 1-1 on Allgaier. Open stance, the pitch. Change up, floats outside, 2-1. After this week, we will have reached the halfway mark of the first half. 48 games per half, 2-1. Allgaier takes a fastball low, 3-1. On deck is Calora. 3 balls and a strike on Allgaier. Oakland ahead by 5. The pitch is bounced weakly to second. It's scooped up by Bermudez. He tosses to first, and that ends the inning. So far, very nice work from Carlin in relief. That's now 4 innings from the righty in long relief after Reisinger, the starter, went just 1 inning. Halfway home here in Missoula. It's Oakland 11, Missoula 6 on Ballers Radio. Last of the fifth from Oakland Park at Allegiance Field. Mike Kazuski, Jeremy Pionkovich, and CJ Dean, the bottom of the lineup, dude up against CJ Blowers, who is on the pitch the fifth. Left on left matchup. First pitch. Fastball is high and away for ball one. Blowers has thrown 82 pitches, 4 innings, 6 earned runs allowed, 3 strikeouts, 1 walk. He has given up 11 hits. The 1-0. Kazuski lines it sharply in the left, and that is down for a hit. Stone, the left fielder, cuts it off. Kazuski is digging for a double. The throw from Cobb, the cutoff man, is late. 2 hits for Kazuski as he slaps that ball the opposite field into the corner, down the left field line.
Jeremy Pionkovich.
And here is Pionkovich. Well, Blowers has had to work from the stretch almost entirely in this game. But if he could get through 5 and hold the lead for Oakland, I think Aaron Miles and Jim Dietrich will be very pleased. Pionkovich, a right-handed bat, 2 for 2 with 2 singles. First pitch is popped up. First baseman Ibarra jogs over the foul line, but that is out of play on top of the restrooms here on the concourse level. Strike 1. No balls in the strike. Blowers glances at second and throws. And the fastball is low. 1-1. He's at the belt. A stare at second this time. Now he throws. And a breaking ball in the dirt. 2 balls and a strike. Well, this is a guy that, in Blowers, who pitched collegiately at Cal State San Bernardino and then took 4 years away from the game to pursue other passions. He worked a variety of odd jobs. 2-1 coming. Fastball is high, 3-1. He worked at a pizza place. He built houses, did truss design, and he coached as well. But it wasn't until in 2023 that he was inspired to get back into the game, pitching in a semi-professional style. 3-1. Line in the left, and that is down for a hit. Advancing to third is Kazuski. Men on the corners for Missoula with nobody out for CJ Dean. He pitched 2 years in the Pacific International League, a semi-pro league up in the Pacific Northwest. And pitched in the National Baseball Congress. And on the corners for Dean. First pitch on the way from Blowers. And he pumps in a strike. A fastball down the middle, 0-1. And we talked about how his arm is a rubber arm. At one point, he threw 160 pitches in a game during that National Baseball Congress. 0-1 is popped up. First baseman Ibarra gives it a look. He's on the extended warning track, and that falls foul about 6 rows deep. 0-2 against the Santa Barbara Forsters. He threw 10 2/3 innings on 160 pitches. And the Forsters head coach, Bill Pintard, was so impressed. He asked him what he could do for him, and the answer from Blowers was, I want a pro ball opportunity. 0-2. Dean takes a fastball just inside. And Blowers, the pitcher, wants to challenge this.
After review, the call is overturned. The pitch was a strike on the inside part of the plate.
And it's a successful challenge from Blowers. The fastball catches the inside corner for strike 3. And there's one down in the 5th. And I mean, it just barely caught the inside corner. The first one was a fingernail. This one, I guess, what, a toenail? Here is Bermudez. First pitch is popped up foul behind the plate as he falls down. No balls and a strike. And the Forsters head coach, Pintard, made a couple of calls on behalf of Blowers, who asked for a pro ball opportunity. And Ottawa in the Frontier League was one of the teams that reached out, and they signed him for the rest of the season. We have a ball from the Ballers bullpen that sailed onto the field of play as the lefty Campbell Spradling is starting to loosen in right field. One strike on Bermudez. Blowers fires. Bermudez pops it up foul off to the right. 0-2. Tonight against Missoula, it hasn't been 160 pitches, but he's approaching pitch number 95 here in the fifth with the Ballers in front by 5. Oakland 11, Missoula 6, men on the corners, 1 out. 0-2 coming. In the dirt with the changeup. 1-2.
I know that.
1 ball and 2 strikes. Flowers at the set. Lefty throws, and he hit him. A fastball on the foot or lower leg of Bermudez. The athletic trainer, Katie Hoppy Svikalis, runs out, kneels down to check on Bermudez, who is still on a knee. I don't know if that caught him on the foot or maybe on the ankle, but he is still down. Now he's on both feet, but he is gingerly walking down the first, and Aaron Miles, the Ballers manager, is out. And it looks like he's going to make a pitching change here. So Flowers pitches into the fifth. Missoula, though, scores 6 runs on 13 hits. They have the bases loaded. And I think Aaron is just buying a little bit more time for Spradley on right field. Although Aaron has not pointed just yet to right field. Miles still on the mound, conversing with Blowers, and he's not going to the bullpen just yet. He's going to leave him in. Aaron is walking back to the dugout, and I'm not sure if there was anything that Blowers said in terms of I want to stay in this game, but Michael Schlack, the manager for Missoula, gives a thumbs up to Bermudez, or I guess is asking for a thumbs up. Is he okay after taking that ball off the ankle or the foot? And Bermudez gives him a thumbs up back. Bases loaded, 1 out for Missoula. Down by 5. That's an 11-6 Ballers lead. First pitch from Blowers to Klemp, who takes a changeup away for ball 1. Missoula has scored in every inning in this game. 1 ball, no strikes. Here's the pitch. Fastball is low. 2 balls, no strikes, and Oakland does have 1 challenge remaining. But this does feel like a time where you might want to use a challenge if you think it's in there. 2-0 is a fastball down the middle for a strike. 2-1 on Klemp. 2 for 3 with 2 runs batted in, including a solo homer to left in the 4th off of Blowers. CJ rocks and throws. Clem hits a fly ball, the deep right field. Back goes Blythe. He's looking up, and it is gone. Grand slam for Nick Clem. He's got 6 runs batted in. It's his second home run of the game. And the Paddleheads are now within just 1. It is 11-10 Oakland. And Aaron Miles will now make a pitching change as he points to right field. It's an 11-10 Oakland lead here in the bottom of the 5th. Flowers comes out, Spradling in for Oakland, and we return on Ballers Radio. Well, we got a ball game, folks, here in Missoula. What was once an 8-run lead for the Ballers after an inning and a half. It is now a 1-run Oakland lead. 4 runs for the Paddleheads on one swing of the bat. A grand slam from Nick Klemp to the opposite field. And it's 11-10 Oakland with 1 out in the bottom of the 5th. And Campbell Spradling is the new lefty for the Ballers in for C.J. Blowers. First pitch is a slider outside to the left-handed batting Enzo Apodaca, 1-0. So Blowers finishes the day. He goes 4 in the 3rd innings, 1-0. Low and outside, 2 balls, no strikes. 10 runs allowed on 14 hits with 1 walk and 4 strikeouts on exactly 100 pitches. Lefty Spradling throws. Fastball misses the outside corner. It's 3-0. 3 balls, no strikes. The pitch is outside for ball 4.
Number 6, Xavier Casarilla.
Here is Casarilla now. Casarilla is 1 for 2 with the walk. First pitch is low, ball 1. One ball, no strikes. The pitch. Fastball is high, 2-0. Go ahead run at the plate for Missoula, the 2-0. Fastball is inside, 3 balls, no strikes, and right now Spradling cannot locate. Spradling in for a 7th time this season. His 3-0 pitch is low and in, ball 4. And that'll immediately get the bullpen hot in right. Back-to-back walks. And here's Tyler Stone. 7 2/3 innings pitched by Spradling. 8 strikeouts, 6 walks, an ERA just over 7. And if he doesn't locate here pretty quickly, we might have to have another pitching change. First pitch is a slider outside, ball 1. Time is called. What was the holdup? Oh, we have a ball that sailed from right from the Oakland bullpen behind the plate. 1-0 on Stone. Fastball is outside. 2 balls, no strikes. Spradling has thrown 10 pitches, and none have found the zone. 2-0. Stone rockets one in the center, but right at Druick, who makes a sliding catch, and there's 2 away. A sinking line drive off the bat of Tyler Stone, as he got a fastball right down the middle, and luckily he hit it right into the direction of Davis Druick, who made the sliding catch, and there's 2 outs for Joscar Feliciano. Tying run at second, go-ahead run at first for the Paddleheads in the 5th. First pitch, Feliciano takes a fastball, middle away for a strike, 0-1. Spradling in his rookie season, the Liberty Township, Ohio native, 23 years of age, from the University of Charleston. 0-1. Change up. There's a strike. Those have been his 2 best pitches of the day as he paints the bottom of the inside corner with the changeup. It's 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes. The pitch. Fastball inside, 1-2. Started the year with the Florence Yalls in the Frontier League before he was traded to Oakland during the first weekend of their regular season. Spradling looks at second, the 1-2. Inside, and it hit him. The slider ran too far in and hit Feliciano on the foot. And the bases are loaded for Kazuski.
Number 1, Mike Kazuski.
The free bases have just plagued Oakland all road trip long. Feliciano is limping after walking down the first. Just trying to shake out the discomfort. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Still a chance for Spradling to get out of this with the Ballers in front by 1. He's got to face Kazuski here. Left on left, first pitch. Fastball outside corner, called a strike. 0-1. I think he wanted to use the challenge, but Kazuski will keep it in his pocket. 1 strike pitch. Kazuski fouls it back into the screen, and the count jumps to 0-2. Oakland 11, Missoula 10, 2 outs, bases loaded. The 0-2 from Spradling. Way outside with a slider. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The right-hander Alex Cisneros is warming up down the right field line for the Ballers. Spradling looking for the final out of this 5th. 1-2. Outside with the breaking ball, 2-2. Kazuski with 2 hits. He's 2 for 3 with 2 runs scored. 2-2 is flied foul off to the left. Missoula already with 14 hits in this game. They are one of the offensive juggernauts in the league. 3rd in average, 3rd in runs, 2-2 from Spradling. Is fouled off to the left. Paddleheads always a consistent threat in the Pioneer League. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Spradling holds at the belt, takes a deep breath. He throws, and a fastball is on the lower outside corner, called strike 3. And Kazuski is not going to use a challenge, albeit they have one remaining, I believe. But it's a big-time strikeout for Spradling. He strands the bases loaded, and the Ballers retain their 1-run lead. It's 11-10 Oakland as we head to the 6th on Ballers Radio.
Number 18, Jaden Colora.
Paddleheads within 1 after the grand slam by Klemp. It's now Oakland 11, Missoula 10, top of the 6th. Jaden Colora leads off against a new right-hander, Grant Garza, for the Paddleheads. First pitch fastball on the outside corner for a called strike 1. Colora, Oakland's offense has been shut out in 2 of the last 3 innings. 0-1 is a breaking ball outside, 1 ball and 1 strike. Garza, 25 years of age, 6'1", 185 pounds, from the University of Texas, Tyler. As Colora fouls it back into the screen, it's 1-2. He appears for an 8th time this season. 3.38 ERA, 12 strikeouts in 13 1/3 innings. Colora has been on base 3 times, 2 hits, including a 2-run home run in the 4th, and has scored 3 runs. 1-2 pitch, line hard into right center, a base hit. Past the outstretched glove of Bermudez, a second baseman, and Jaden Colora has a 3-hit game.
Number 16, Gina Ibarra.
In the cleanup spot for Aaron Miles, and he has delivered so far. Here comes Ibarra. And now, I don't think Bermudez is able to continue. He is jogging to the trainer, Katie Hoppy Zvikalis, and Bermudez will have to leave this game. He hurt his foot. He was hit by a pitch. I'm not sure if it got him on the foot or the ankle by Blowers back in that bottom of the 5th. It was Blowers who hit him with the pitch on the ankle. And clearly the discomfort has worsened for Bermudez, and he will be replaced. So Jeter Ibarra stands in against Garza. First pitch on the way. Fastball is low and away for ball one. Leighton Berry, who was the starting left fielder for Missoula last night, he now takes over at second. 1-0. Breaking ball outside. 2 balls, no strikes. So that's a big loss for Missoula. Bermudez, who's an on-base threat. 2-0 pitch inside, 3-0. On-base threat. He's a switch hitter, and he's been one of their high average guys. Out of the game, 3-0. Ibarra looks at a strike. A fastball on the outside. It's 3-1. Ibarra is 1 for 2 with an RBI single in the first. 3-1. He swings and fouls it back. A high pop-up behind the plate. Full count. A great job from Camden Carlin in long relief. We'll give you his final line in just a second. 3-2. Ibarra takes low and away. Check swing and no on the appeal, says third base umpire Matt Beaver. So the Ballers have the first 2 men aboard for Noah Blythe here in the 6th. Carlin in his pro debut, 4 innings, just 2 runs allowed on 4 hits and 2 walks. And boy, those 2 runs allowed in 4 innings of long relief. That's a good job in the Pioneer League, given how dangerous the offenses are. As Blythe pops up the first pitch foul off to the right for strike 1. Now it's Garza. Blythe today is 2 for 3 with 2 RBI hits. The pitch. Breaking ball. He takes it on the inside for strike 2. No balls and 2 strikes.
One more. Let's do this.
Garza at the set, looks at second. The pitch. Breaking ball, bounce foul over towards third. Garza in his rookie season. Spent a couple of seasons at Tarleton State before transferring to the University of Texas Tyler. And has been primarily a reliever for much of his career. 0-2. Breaking ball blasted. Left center field. Kazuski looks up and that ball is gone. And the Ballers respond in the 6th. It's a 3-run Jimmy Jack for Noah Blythe. His 3rd hit of the night. A 5 RBI game for the right fielder. And it's a 14-10 Oakland lead in the 6th. A hanging breaking ball from Garza. And Blythe just punished it over the left center field wall to the flags. 413 feet the distance. At 105 miles an hour, the exit velocity. As Buford takes a strike down the middle, it's 0-1. The pitch. Breaking ball lifted high in the shallow left center. The left fielder Dean ranges over into the gap to make the catch. And there's 1 down. Well, these are the types of games Oakland has found itself in all road trip long. The opposing team is going to make a push. Here's Druick. First pitch breaking ball outside, ball 1. They're going to make a push. They're going to whittle down that big lead. But how do you respond and fight back? 1-0. Druick takes low and away with the changeup. 2 balls, no strikes. And Noah Blythe provides a little bit of breathing room here in this 6th inning. Still plenty of baseball to go. 2-0. Druick can't hold up on the high fastball. He goes around for strike 1. His third homer of the season and a 5 RBI night for Blythe. The pitch. Fastball is inside, 3-1 on Druick. And for Blythe, it's his first 5 RBI game of the season. 3-1 is fouled back into the screen as Druick chased a high heater. 3-2. And if you're Druick and if you're the rest of this Oakland lineup, you keep the foot on the gas pedal. The 3-2 pitch on the way is a breaking ball outside. Ball 4. 4 of the first 5 batters have reached here on Garza. And up to the plate comes Damian Stone. And by the way, that home run from Blythe, that is home run number 39 of the season for the Ballers. As part of our Sonic home run tracker. First pitch to Stone, breaking ball, called a strike, 0-1. Our home run tracker sponsored by Sonic Internet. 39 home runs now on the season. 0-1. Stone sends it the other way and lines it in the left for a base hit. He's got a multi-hit game. As Druick advances to second. And I tell you what, it wasn't even a full swing from Damian. He got a high fastball, and it was like a 3/4 swing, like a sword. But he punched it sharply in the left. And here comes Oakland's top of the lineup in Tremaine Cobb. First pitch, way outside with a breaker, 1-0. Three runs on 3 hits in the 6th for Oakland. The 1-0 coming is a strike, a fastball at the knees. 1-1 on Cobb. Tremaine today is 2 for 4. The pitch, fastball is in, 2-1. Excuse me, he's 2 for 3 with the walk. Oakland scored 7 in the first. They have 3 here in the 6th. 2-1 pitch. Breaking ball swing and a miss. Cobb out in front, 2-2. I mean, I don't even know if there's a target number that Oakland is going to try and reach. You just kind of keep scoring. 2-2. Cobb hits a slow roller to short, fielded by Pjankovic. Gets the out at second. Turn to first is late. Druick to third. Stone is forced out. Cobb reaches on the fielder's choice. The infield for Missoula has been much cleaner defensively after the shortstop Pjankovic and the third baseman Casarola combined for 5 errors yesterday. They have been much cleaner with the D. Here is Santos. First pitch, east side takes a fastball outside, ball 1. (14-10) Ballers. Another shootout here in Big Sky Country. The 1-0. Breaking ball taken for a strike on the outside. 1-1 on Santos.
She's going to play for the Valley.
Santos 1 for 4. The pitch. Takes a breaking ball outside. 2-1. Cisneros warming up in right for Oakland. 2-1 coming. Santos hits a grounder to short. It's fielded by Pjankovic. He races to second and wins the foot race against Cobb to end the inning. It's a 3-run big fly from Noah Blythe to left center. And the Ballers push back 14-10 Oakland as we go to the bottom of the 6th here on Ballers Radio. Last of the sixth from Missoula. 3-run homer from Blythe has pushed the Oakland lead up to 4. It's 14-10. Alex Cisneros, the new righty, comes in for the Ballers. Second reliever tonight, and he deals a ball outside, 1-0. Let's take a look at our out-of-town scores around the Pioneer League while we have a second. The Ogden Raptors hold a 5-3 lead on the Great Falls Voyagers in the top of the ninth. A night after Great Falls scored 22 runs in their win against Ogden. 1-0. Fastball is in there on the inside. This is Pjakovic at the plate, 1-1. Glacier leads 10-8 on first place Billings in the bottom of the seventh. The 1-1 pitch on the way is lined sharply up the middle into center, a base hit. Pjakovic has 4 hits on the night. One man on for C.J. Dean. Boise ahead 8-1 on Idaho Falls in the top of the seventh. And the Chuckers' woes just continuing. They've lost 12 in a row, and they're on the verge of losing a 13th if they can't come from behind. First pitch to Dean is a slider at the knees for a strike, 0-1. Red Pocket up big on Yuba Sutter. It's 14-4 Mobiles on the Freebirds in the top of the fourth. The 0-1 rolled foul down the third base line. No balls, 2 strikes. And last but not least, Long Beach leads 6-1 on Modesto in the top of the fifth. Oakland will host the Coast next week as part of a 6-game homestand. 3 against Long Beach and then 3 against Modesto. 0-2. Dean strikes out swinging on the slider outside. 1 away. It's that patented slider from Alex Cisneros. He leans on that slider heavily. There's 1 away for Leighton Berry.
Hey, Missoula, what do you want?
Berry is hitting for Bermudez. First pitch, lefty at the plate takes a ball outside, 1-0. Bermudez exited the game in the top of the sixth after being hit by a pitch on the foot or ankle by Blowers in the fifth. 1-0. Fastball is low. 2 balls, no strikes. So Berry in. He was a starting left fielder for Missoula last night. Cisneros fires. Berry chops it to second. High hop for Santos. He juggles the baseball and cannot throw it. A tough hop for Isai. It's an error on Santos. That was an unfortunate hop, though, because the hop almost went over his head. Reacted quickly to just make sure that ball didn't go in the right center, but the exchange was not clean. And he couldn't fire a throw to first base in time. Here is Klemp, who swings and misses at the first pitch slider, 0-1. So a leadoff single, a 1-out error. And here is Klemp, who's been the man of the hour for Missoula. 3 for 4 with 6 runs batted in. 0-1, swing and a miss on the slider, 0-2. He's got 2 home runs, including a 5th-inning grand slam to right center. A swing of the bat could pull Missoula within 1 here in the 6th. 0-2. Slider popped up out of play over towards first. Count remains 0-2 on Klemp. Cisneros, 25 years of age, the Oklahoman from Clinton. He appears for a 9th time this season. 0-2 pitch. Slider in the dirt. Good block from Calora. 1-2. 17 strikeouts in 10 innings from Cisneros, a 2.70 ERA. One, two. Fastball low and outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. This is the 6th inning, aka the peanut inning here in Missoula, where the fans get extra loud if their Paddleheads score, because the fans will then receive free peanuts. 2-2. Slider through the legs of Calora. It's a ball low for ball 3, and that allows both runners to advance 90 feet. Yakovich to third. Barry to second. Wild pitch on Cisneros. And it's a 3-2 count on Klemp with 1 down. Cisneros does have an open base, but Klemp not the tying run. 3-2 is lifted in the shallow left center. Stone races over. He makes a catch. Both fielders run into each other, but Stone hung on, and tagging from third and scoring is Pjakovic. It's a 14-11 Oakland lead on the sacrifice fly from Klemp, his 7th run batted in of the game. And now there are peanuts being thrown into the crowd, as the crowd has just won free peanuts because the Paddleheads have scored here in the 6th. 2 outs for Apodaca. First pitch is a fastball on the outside for a strike. It's up here in the press box. The production crew staffers are just chucking peanuts into the stands as we speak. Oh, that one hit the top of the press box and then carry him down. 0-1 pitch. Apodaca, it's a soft line drive. It's caught by Cobb, and that will end the inning. Paddleheads score a run on 1 hit, 1 error, and they leave 1 stranded. 14-11 Ballers. We go to the 7th here on Ballers Radio.
Now pitching, number 26, Mark Timmons.
2/3 of the way through on this Wednesday night, a cold, windy Wednesday in Missoula. Even on this June the 10th, it feels like February the 10th with how cold it is. Temperatures in the low 50s, but it feels like in the 40s for those out there on the field. As Jake Allgaier takes a first pitch ball outside, 1-0 against a new right-hander, Mark Timmons for Missoula. He's the 3rd reliever tonight for Michael Schlacht. 1-0 coming. Allgaier sends a high fly ball to deep left center. Dean is on the run. He's at the warning track looking up, and that ball is gone. Jake Allgaier with an opposite field shot to left center. His 6th home run of the year. and a crucial insurance run for the Ballers. It's a 4-run lead to make it 15-11 Ballers. He has been using the opposite field all season long for his homers. 369 feet to left center. And it is a 15-11 ball game here in Missoula as Calora takes a ball outside and low, 1-0. Fourth time Allgaier has reached base. He's now got 2 runs batted in. 1-0. Calora takes a slider, low and outside, 2 balls and no strikes. Timmons, 28 years of age, a Missoula vet, to say the least. The pitch. Calora bounces it to short. It's fielded chest high by Pionkovic, gets rid of it quickly, and Calora is set down. This is Timmons' 5th season with Missoula. 6 appearances, a record of 1-0, a 2.70 ERA. Jeter Ibarra stands in the lefty box now. First pitch from the side armor is a changeup low and away, ball 1. And make that now 40 home runs on the Sonic Home Run Tracker this season for your Ballers. Our home run tracker, as always, brought to you by Sonic Internet. 40 exactly now after the 3rd homer of the game from Oakland. Ibarra takes a fastball off the tip of Feliciano's mitt outside, 2-0. Calora homered, Blythe has homered, and now Allgaier is homered. The pitch, fastball finds the outside for a strike. It's 2-1. 15 runs on 16 hits for Oakland tonight. 2-1 to Jeter. He breaks his bat and grounds it foul down the first base line. Ibarra walks back to the dugout, signals to a teammate which bat he would like. And the count is 2-2. On deck is Blythe. Timmons comes set at the belt. The right-handed side armor throws. And Ibarra fouls it down the left field line. Watch out into the left field VIP pavilion. There were like 3 to 4 fans that had their backs towards the field and they just covered their heads. They had no idea if that ball was going to hit them or not. And I think luckily they were spared. 2-2. Breaking ball is low and outside. 3-2. I mean, it's one thing if you know that the ball's coming and you can at least dodge it, but their backs were turned. They had zero clue. They're just hoping. Full count pitch. Ibarra hits a high fly ball to deep left field. Dean at the warning track, and that baby is gone. The 4th homer of the night from the Ballers offense. And it comes off the bat of Jeter Ibarra. Oakland's home run leader with 7 on the season. And it is a 16-11 Ballers lead here in the 7th. .385 feet to left center field. The 2nd homer of the inning for the Ballers, and on our Sonic home run tracker, add another one. That is the 41st Ballers homer of the season. And as always, our home run tracker presented by Sonic Internet. Well, Sonic Internet getting their money's worth on this road trip as Blythe, inside out swing, lines one into right field for a base hit. 4-hit game for Noah Blythe. What a night he's had for the former Nevada outfielder. Cam Buford to the dish. 2 for 4. First pitch is in the dirt. Ball 1. So quite the offensive performance from Blythe. Not only his first 5 RBI game, is also first 4-hit game. Buford takes a slider inside, 2-0. Timmons, a former Los Angeles Angels minor leaguer. 2-0 coming. Buford sees a fastball down the middle for a strike, 2-1. Only one season with the Angels, and that was in 2023. 2-1 pitch. Buford swings and misses at a fastball, 2-2. Reached as high as single-A Inland Empire before being released. 2-2 pitch. Blythe takes up high. It's Buford takes up high. It's a full count with Druick to follow. (16-11). Top of the 7th, full count. The pitch. Buford fouls it back into the backstop. Middle infielders are shaded up the middle. 3 balls and 2 strikes. The pitch. Slider taken low and away for ball 4. Two on, 1 out for Davis Druick. If you're wondering what is the season high for Oakland for runs scored in a single game, well, this game here has matched the season high with 16. First pitch to Druick is a breaking ball at the knees for a strike, 0-1. And the last time they scored 16 runs wasn't all that long ago. It was on Sunday in a loss to the Voyagers, who put up 18. 0-1, changeup, low and away. 1 ball, 1 strike. Of course, the Ballers hoping that it does not end up being a case where they put up more than 16 runs and they lose. They have a 5-run lead here in the 7th, looking to cash in more. The pitch is bounced up the middle, and it's in the center field for a base hit. Blythe hustles around third. He will score without a throw. Buford to second base, and Davis Druick joins in on the fun. He's got his 2nd RBI of the game, his first hit, and it's now a 17-11 Ballers lead. Keep the conga line moving. 3 runs on 4 hits in the 7th. It's another 3-run inning for the Ballers. Damian Stone, the hitter. 2 for 4 today. First pitch is high and outside, ball 1. Missoula bullpen is active in left field. Looks like Luke Weschler is warming up. The pitch is bounced foul down the right field line, 1-1. Excuse me, that is Dylan Cheeley loosening in left for Missoula. The pitch. Change up, low and away. 2 balls and a strike. The pitch is bounced up the middle. Shortstop Pjakovic steps on second for 1 out. Throws to first in time. Inning-ending double play. But Oakland scores 3 runs on 5 hits. Couple of homers from Allgaier and Ibarra, and the RBI single from Druick. It's now a 17-11 Oakland lead as we stretch here from Missoula on Ballers Radio.
Number 6, Xavier Casarilla.
It's the Planet Fitness 7th inning stretch here from Missoula. The 7th inning stretch brought to you by Planet Fitness. The Ballers score 3 in the top of the 7th. It is a 17-11 Ballers lead as Cisneros back out for the 7th. Deals a first pitch slider down the middle for a called strike one on Xavier Casarilla. 0-1. Casarilla, Stone, and Feliciano, the 4, 5, and 6 bats due up. The pitch, a swinging bunt in front of the mound. It's picked up by Cisneros on the bare hand. He slings it down the first in time for out number 1.
Number 55, Tyler Stone.
There's Tyler Stone. Cisneros, the former Division II All-American closer at Central Oklahoma in his first full professional season. He is Central Oklahoma's all-time record holder in saves. First pitch is a ball outside, 1-0. Is 1-0. Stone bounces it foul at the plate. 1 ball, 1 strike. He not only holds the school's record for saves, he also holds the conference's record, the MIAA conference, the Division II conference that Central Oklahoma is in. 1-1. Fastball is outside. 2-1 on Tyler Stone. Ballers picked him up during the offseason in November after he pitched for the Frederick Keys in the MLB Draft League. The Keys are now a member of the Orioles organization. 2-1 is a changeup low and outside. 3 balls and a strike. Draft League should be starting actually this weekend. 3-1. Stone breaks his bat, rolls it weakly to first. Ibarra scoops it up, underhands to Cisneros, the pitcher covering, and it's in time for out number 2. There is Joscar Feliciano. We got the Draft League starting soon because the first half of that season, the MLB Draft League has a unique format. It's a 2-half season as Feliciano takes the ball inside, ball 1. First half consists of players that are draft eligible, as old as college players to as young as high schoolers. 1-0. Slider misses outside, 2-0. And then after the first half, which concludes right when the MLB draft is beginning July, around the All-Star break, 2-0. Fastball is in the dirt, 3 balls, no strikes. Then you have the second half of the format, and that consists of only players who have exhausted their college eligibility and are looking to kickstart their professional careers. They are paid, albeit it is a small season, a very short season, only about 40 to 50 games, as Feliciano draws a walk, a fastball inside. 2-out base runner for Mike Kazuski. Two-out walk for Kazuski. I mean, one of these days, I'm going to say what Mike Wazowski. I'm just going to say it at some point. Not on purpose, but on accident. Here's a bouncer up the middle. It is scooped up by Cobb up the middle. It's thrown to first on the run. They got him. That is a sensational scoop by the shortstop Cobb up the middle on a ball that looked like it was headed for center field and for a base hit. Great play from Cobb. It ends the 7th, and we go to the 8th with the Ballers in front by 6. 17-11, Oakland on Ballers Radio. We are through 7 here in Missoula. The first scoreless frame pitched by Oakland tonight. A scoreless bottom of the 7th from Cisneros, thanks to a superb defensive play from Cobb up the middle. Scooped a very difficult short hop behind second base and then threw on the run to get Kazuski to end the frame. And here Tremaine leads off against a new righty, Dylan Cheeley. First pitch is fouled off to the right and onto the party deck for strike 1. Cheeley, the 4th reliever tonight for the Paddleheads. 23-year-old from Fort Lewis, Washington. He works from the wind, is 0-1. Slider low. 1 ball and 1 strike. Ballers 17, Paddleheads 11. Oakland looking for its 2nd win of this road trip and looking to even the series a game apiece against this high-powered Missoula offense. The 17 runs, a new season high for Oakland for most runs scored in a single game. 1-1. Fastball up high, 2 balls and a strike. Cheeley in his first season with the Paddleheads. He is a rookie out of the Florida Gulf Coast. 2-1. Slider is outside. 3-1. Walks have been an issue for Cheeley. He's walked 9 in 7 innings. 3-1 pitch. Cobb slaps it hard into shallow center, but Kazuski charges in to make the catch. And there's one down for Isai Santos. Let's take a look at our AC Transit Road to the Show. We update you on our former ballers who are now up in the big leagues and in the minors. Tyler Davis did pitch yesterday for the White Sox in their walk-off win against the Braves. As Santos swings and misses at a slider, 0-1. Did he pitch again today? No, he did not. As the White Sox defeated Atlanta 2-1, and now are 5 games above 500. 0-1. Breaking ball misses high and away. 1 ball, 1 strike. Fredericksburg is getting crushed 14-2 against Kannapolis. Here's a pitch to Santos. It popped up foul off to the left. 1-2. Grant Manning got the start, I believe, yesterday, so he'll be off for a few more days before he makes his next scheduled outing. Last but not least, at the rookie level, the Florida Complex League Nationals did not play today. One, two coming. Santos spoils it foul over towards third. Aaron Miles, Ballers manager and third base coach, tosses the ball to the Missoula dugout. And we'll soon be able to update you on Gabe Tanner and what he's done with the White Sox and their organization. 1-2. Santos fouls it off the glove of Feliciano. One ball and 2 strikes. That was your AC Transit Road to the Show. Of course, Tanner signing on Saturday. The White Sox purchased his contract from the Ballers. He left on Sunday during our game. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Isai. And the pitch, taken low for a ball, 2-2. I would hope the give him a little bit of time to have him pack up all of his things back home in Danville before then making his way down to wherever they need him to be, whether that's the complex or the single A affiliate. 2-2. Breaking ball, check swing, no on the appeal, says third base umpire Matt Beaver. Full count on Santos. Otherwise, it'd be asking a little much to have Gabe fly down with only 2 weeks of belongings for who knows how long the rest of the season. 3-2, well inside with the breaking ball, ball 4. The ball rolls all the way to the backstop. Santos sprints down to first base just to test Feliciano and see if he would chase after that ball with some urgency. 1 out walk brings up Allgaier. But as, of course, a lot of these players know, sometimes it's just a I need you here type of business. And, I'll be there. No time to collect all your things as Allgaier takes a fastball up and away, ball 1. 17-11 Oakland here in the 8th inning. 1 out, man on first. That's Santos. Allgaier has been on base 4 times, including a solo homer in the 7th. The pitch is a fastball on the outside for a called strike. 1-1. Last year, there was an instance for the team that I worked with where a player was traded to the team that he was playing against. The pitch is a ball in the dirt. 1 ball, 1 strike. This pitcher was on New Hampshire, who is affiliated with the Blue Jays. And they bust all the way down about 9-10 hours or so from Manchester, New Hampshire to Bowie, Maryland. And on the very first day of the series, he got traded to the Orioles. 2-1. Allgaier fouls it back. It's 2-2. So imagine packing your stuff for only a week, for a week-long series, from New Hampshire down to Maryland, and all of a sudden you get traded to the Orioles, and you get reported you are sent to the Double-A team, which is in Maryland. The 2-2 pitch. Allgaier rolls it softly to second. Barry charges, shovels to first, and it's not in time. Allgaier beats it out. It's an infield single as Santos advances to second, but you have to credit Allgaier's hustle. A slow tapper to second that Barry charged, and not the cleanest exchange, but he did get rid of it semi-quickly. And a bang-bang play goes Allgaier's way. There's one down and 2 runners on for Calora. First pitch. Breaking ball is in, ball 1. Well, anyway, this pitcher had only 1 week's worth of belongings, and there was still a month and a half of the season. His car was still up in New Hampshire. The pitch, fastball off the tip of Feliciano's glove. It rolls to the backstop, and that allows Santos to advance to third and Allgaier to second. 2 men in scoring position with 1 out for Calora. And I don't know if his stuff was just shipped from New Hampshire down to Maryland for the rest of the season, or, I mean, his car, forget that for the rest of the year. You pack a week's worth of stuff, and all of a sudden you get traded, and you still have 8 weeks left. Here's a fastball outside, 3-0. Ironically, the team that I worked for last year, we ended the season in New Hampshire. 3-0. Flora takes all the way, a fastball on the outside for a strike, 3-1. So he got to go back to the team he was with to start the year. 3-1. Calora foul tips it into the glove of Feliciano, 3-2. Before eventually packing up his stuff and then heading back home for the offseason. Anyway, I hope that's not the case for Gabe now that he's with the White Sox. Full count, 1 out. Chile throws, and that is way outside and low with a heater, ball 4. Bases loaded with 1 out for Ibarra. And the ballers could really deliver a couple knockout blows. I shouldn't say knockout blows, given the way these late innings have happened. First pitch to Ibarra is flied foul off to the left for strike 1. But at the very least, they can feel a little bit more comfortable. Already a 6-run lead, 17-11. Bases loaded, 1 out. It is 0-1 on Ibarra. The pitch. Breaking ball, low and outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Geely throws. Ibarra takes a strike. A changeup on the outside. It's 1-2. Santos at third. Allgaier at second. Calora at first. 1-2. Ibarra pops it up behind the plate, and it's out of play. Approaching the 3-hour mark here in Missoula. Yesterday was a 3-hour, 16-minute contest. 1-2 pitch coming. Ibarra taps it softly up the middle. Second baseman Pjakovic steps on the bag for 1, turns to first, and it's in time for an inning-ending double play. So after loading the bases with 1 out, Chile escapes with an inning-ending double play ball, and the Ballers don't score in the 8th. Bottom of the 8th coming up. It's Oakland 17, Missoula 11 here on Ballers Radio.
That's right. That's all the time we have. Let's get back to baseball.
You done for the night?
Number 12, Jeremy Piatkovich.
Oh, yeah. Sure.
Bottom 8 from Missoula. Ballers in front by 6. It is a 17 to a 11 lead for Oakland as Cisneros deals the ball low and outside, 1-0 on Jeremy Piatkovich, who is 4 for 4 with 4 hits. 1-0. There's a changeup on the lower inside corner, a called strike. 1-1. Cisneros, so far, in relief, has thrown 2 innings, looking to go a third. The pitch is lined foul down the right field line. 1 ball and 2 strikes. A windy, chilly Wednesday night. It is a very thin crowd here in Missoula. But after today, the weather will warm up considerably. 1-2. Here's a breaking ball high. 2-2. It'll reach a high of 71, I believe, and should be in the mid-60s the rest of the way. 2-2. Breaking ball in there, right down the pipe. Called strike 3. Yakovich goes down on strikes. Second strikeout for Cisneros. And here is Dean. First pitch to Dean is drilled. Deep left center. Druick going back at the warning track. He looks up and it's gone. First professional homer for C.J. Dean. 411 feet to left center. Directed to the flagpoles in left center, and he's now a single shy of the cycle. It's now a 17-12 Oakland lead. Quite the first professional start for the young man Dean, as Barry takes the ball low. 1 ball, no strikes. 1-0. Fastball clips the outside corner, a strike, 1-1. Braden Nelson warming up for Oakland down the right field line. He'll likely come in for the 9th unless Cisneros can't get through the 8th. Here's a foul back behind the plate. 1-2. One ball and 2 strikes on Barry. The pitch. Breaking ball is low and away. 2-2. Barry entered the game in the 6th for the injured Bermudez. 2-2. Change up low and away. Full count. Bermudez was hit by a Blowers fastball on the foot or the ankle. 3-2. Barry grounds it up the middle. Second baseman Santos scoops up the short hop, throws to first, and Ibarra digs it out. Nice play on both ends for out number 2.
Celebrating his birthday tonight. Hey, Clint.
Here is Clem. They just said it's his birthday, and it's his 26th birthday, and quite the birthday for him, besides the score. He's got 2 homers, 7 runs batted in. First pitch is bounced to second. Santos from shallow right throws him out, and the side is retired. A homer from Dean with 1 out cuts the 6-run lead down to 5. 9th inning coming up from Missoula. It is 17-12. Ballers on Ballers Radio. Top 9 from Allegiance Field at Oakland Park in Missoula, Montana. Dusk here in Missoula as Noah Blythe leads off the top of the 9th. The Ballers in front by 5. 17-12. 2 touchdowns and a field goal for Oakland. 2 touchdowns for Missoula, but 2 failed extra points. As it's 1-0 on Noah Blythe, who's had a great game. Best game of the year offensively. 4 for 5 with 5 runs batted in and a homer. Here he bounces a 1-0 softly to first. Stone, the first baseman, underhands to Chile. And the pitcher steps on the bag for the first out of the 9th. Here is Cam Buford. First pitch on Buford. Breaking ball down the middle, called a strike. 0-1. Series continues tomorrow night. Tomorrow through Saturday, 0-1. Swing and a miss on the slider. No balls, 2 strikes. 6:35 local start, so that'll be a 5:35 start back in Oakland. And we'll have the Ballers pregame show beginning at 5:20. 0-2. Breaking ball, low and in. 1-2. Aaron Blaylock said this is like arena football for baseball lovers. That's pretty good. 1-2. Hit high and fairly deep to left center. Dean, the left fielder, closes in and makes a catch for the second out. Well, I remember seeing I used to be a big arena football fan growing up. Loved watching the SaberCats. I know the Bay Area Panthers, short-lived. Hopefully they come back. I was a big SaberCats fan. They had quite the run in the West. Here's a slider low and in for ball one. But I just remember they would always face the Philadelphia team. I think it was the Philadelphia Soul. And it was co-owned by, I don't know if it was co-owned or if he was the sole owner, but Bon Jovi was the owner of that team. And the Soul would always just be a juggernaut. Here's a strike. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. 1-1 on Druick, the pitch in the dirt, and it skips to the backstop. 2 balls and 1 strike. The SaberCats existed for 20 years, from 1995 to 2015, playing, of course, down at the SAP Center. 4-time league champions. Xavier Garcia, were the San Jose SaberCats good? Yeah, they were. 3 conference championships. And they won the division 10 times in the West and the Pacific. Fouled back, it's 2-2. Deuces wild on Druick. And the pitch is a changeup low and away. 3 balls and 2 strikes. The Arena Bowl, as it was called, the championship game. 3-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Druick chases a slider, and the inning is over. Ballers need 3 more outs to wrap up a Wednesday night victory here in Missoula. They hold a 5-run lead. It's 17-12 as we go to the bottom of the 9th here on Ballers Radio. Oakland needs 3 more outs on this Wednesday night to wrap up a victory and even up the series a game apiece. 17-12 Ballers. First pitch to Enzo Apodaca is a fastball inside, ball 1 from Braden Nelson, the right-hander from Brecksville, Ohio, 24 years of age, 26 years of age. And here's a foul off to the left. 1 ball and 1 strike. 27-year-old appears for a 8th time this season. 1-1. Apodaca takes low. It is 2 balls and 1 strike on the right fielder for Missoula. Nelson works from the stretch. Right-handers 2-1. Apodaca swings and misses at a sinker, low and away, 2-2. Two balls and two strikes. Nelson is set, and the righty throws. Apodaca grounds it to first, high hop for Ibarra. He underhands to Nelson in time for the out, and there's one down. Here's Casarilla now.
You can do it.
Casarilla, 1 for 3. With a single in the second. First pitch. Fastball is a called strike at the knees. 0-1. Ballers scored 7 of their first 17 runs in the first. Swing and a miss on the slider. It's 0-2. Tyler Stone to follow for Missoula. It's no balls and 2 strikes. The pitch in the dirt. 1-2 on Casarilla. One ball, 2 strikes. Here it is. Low and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
That's okay. We'll take another ball.
17-12 Oakland. 2-2 pitch. Popped up out of play off to the right. It's 2-2. $17 runs, 20 hits for the Ballers. 2-2. Slider inside corner, gets him looking. Strike 3. And the Ballers 1 out away from a Wednesday night win. As here comes Tyler Stone. Tomorrow night, first pitch at 6:35 local, 5:35 Pacific. We'll have the Ballers pregame show at 5:20. First pitch to Stone is a sinker low and away for ball 1.
Come on,
1-0. Nelly fires, and Stone takes a sinker outside. 2 balls, no strikes.
Tyler.
2-0. Sinker is inside. 3 balls, no strikes. Nelson wants to use a challenge, and he's going to get it right.
After review, the call is overturned. The pitch was a strike.
Successful challenge. Boy, Oakland's been money with their challenges today. I want to say that's like the 5th or 6th challenge, and they've gotten every one except one. 2-1 pitch to Stone. Is pulled on the ground in the right for a base hit. Well, we're not done just yet. The ball went all the way to the warning track, but Stone is not a fast runner, so he'll stay at first base. With a 2-out single. And here's Joscar Feliciano. Ballers post-game show coming up after this. We'll recap this one as best as we can. Another high-scoring affair here in Big Sky Country. First pitch to Feliciano is a sinker on the outside. Strike 1. Feliciano is 0 for 3. The pitch is lined in the right center field. Long run for Druick. He lays out, can't make the catch. Bounces behind him. Stone gets the stop sign at third. And Feliciano is in the second with a double. Druick, the center fielder, was shaded towards left center. And that ball was hit away from him. One more out to get. Here's Mike Kazuski. Stones at third, Feliciano at second. Kazuski, 2 for 5, excuse me. He takes a strike on the outside, 0-1. Nelson is set at the belt. The 0-1 coming. Is bounced up the middle. Long run for Isai. Backhands, throws to first. Got him! And that is the ball game. Heck of a play from Santos, the second baseman who was playing towards the hole on the right side. Moved all the way up the middle. The backhand, the short hop, and then the off-balance throw across his body. And they get Kazuski by a half step. And the Ballers defeat the Paddleheads 17-12. And they even up the series a game apiece on these Paddleheads. Just a second win of this road trip for Oakland, but perhaps this is the one. And it'll get them rolling the rest of the week here in Missoula. The offense explodes. 7 runs in the first inning, 20 total hits, and it leads to a season high 17 runs. And they are victorious 17-12 and are now 8-12 on the regular season. The Ballers postgame show is coming up next, right after this, here on the Ballers Radio Network. On a chilly, windy Wednesday night, Oakland with a 17-12 win against the Missoula Paddleheads. It's their 8th win of the regular season, the second of this road trip, and it evens up the series 1 game apiece. Final score, Oakland 17, Missoula 12. This is the Ballers post-game show. My name is Gareth Kwok. As Oakland came into today feeling kind of defeated after how things went last night. Missoula crushed them 17-5, manhandled them offensively. There were too many free bases, and Oakland almost took it personally as they began this game with 7 runs in the first against the starting right-hander Tom Reisinger. The first 7 batters reached, all on singles. Cobb, Santos, Allgaier, Kalura, Ibarra, Blythe, and Buford all singled to start the game. 7 runs on 8 hits and 2 errors, and Oakland with a 7-0 lead after a half inning. The Ballers would get ahead to as many as 8, 2 runs in the second, thanks to a base hit from Blythe and a double play ball induced by Reisinger to Buford. And that would put Oakland in front 9-1. But this Paddleheads offense, always dangerous, always threatening, third best batting average, and they have scored the third most runs, and they would score runs and collect plenty of hits against the left-handed starter, C.J. Blowers. A run in the bottom of the first, 3 in the bottom of the second, thanks to a RBI double from Dean, a sac fly from Bermudez, and a RBI groundout from Klemp, and a run in the third to make it a 9-5 Oakland lead through 3. Ballers got 4 in the Ballers got 2 in the fourth, on a 2-run home run from Jaden Calora. Oakland hit 4 homers on the night. Calora hitting his second of the season off the right-handed reliever Camden Carlin. Reisinger, the starter for Missoula, lasted just 1 inning. He gave up 9 runs on 8 hits, 6 of them earned, with 3 walks and no strikeouts. By far the shortest start of his season. And Oakland would take an 11-5 lead at the end of 4, but the Paddleheads climb back with 4 runs, with a run in the fourth and then 4 in the fifth, thanks to a grand slam from Klemp and a solo homer from Klemp on his 26th birthday. He had 7 runs batted in on the night, and that homer from Klemp, the grand slam in the fifth off Blowers, that would be the final batter CJ would face on the night, and it would make it a 10-9 ball game. CJ's final line on the day, the left-handed starter for Oakland, went 4 1/3 innings, gave up 14 hits, 10 runs, all earned on 1 walk and 4 strikeouts. Yes, the hits and the runs not pretty, but he did pitch into the fifth, and that was important given how yesterday Langston Burkett only went an inning and a third inning. So provided some length, and the Ballers offense would help out. Only up by 1 at the end of 5, and they would outscore Missoula 6-2 the rest of the game. 3 runs in the 6th, 3 runs in the 7th, and the home runs came up big for Oakland. A 3-run shot from Blythe in the 6th inning. His 3rd homer of the season. Best night offensively for Blythe this season, as he had 4 hits and 5 runs batted in, including that 3-run shot to left center field. So that would mark a 3-run 6th. And then in the 7th, home runs from Allgaier and Ibarra, as well as an RBI single from Davis Druick, made it a 17-11 ball game. Ballers' bullpen was great. It's been depleted. It's been used a lot, but today they were sharp. Campbell Spradling, 2/3 of an inning, no runs allowed. He kept the lead for Oakland in the 5th when the Paddleheads had the bases loaded and the go-ahead runs on base, but he struck out Kazuski to hold the Ballers' lead. And Valak Cisneros with 3 strong innings, 1 earned run allowed, 2 strikeouts, and Braden Nelson pitched a scoreless 9th as Oakland takes down Missoula with a football score, 17-12. It's Oakland's 8th win of the regular season. They're now 8-12 through the first 20 games, and Missoula now drops to 12-8. The final totals in this one: Oakland, 17 runs, 20 hits, 1 error. They stranded 9 on base. The Paddleheads with 12 runs, 18 hits, 2 errors. They stranded 13 on base. Winning pitcher for Oakland, the official score it's not listed on the box score just yet, but if I were to guess, it would be Valak Cisneros, as he was the pitcher most effective. Blowers did not pitch 5, and Spradling only pitched 2/3 of an inning. So my guess is that it would be Cisneros. And if that were the case, that'd be his 2nd win of the year. And the losing pitcher is Tom Reisinger, who now falls to 1-2. In a game that lasted 3 hours and 16 minutes here from Allegiance Field at Oakland Park. When we return here on the Ballers postgame show, an update around the Pioneer League on this Wednesday night, some scores around Major League Baseball, and then a preview to tomorrow night's matchup. That's all coming up next when the Ballers postgame show continues here on Ballers Radio. Final score tonight from Missoula, Oakland 17, Missoula 12. Ballers with their second win of this road trip, and it's a 1-1 series tie as we head into tomorrow. Let's take a look one last time at some scores around the Pioneer League on this Wednesday night. The Ogden Raptors with a 6-5 victory over the Great Falls Voyagers as Ogden walks off Great Falls thanks to a game-winning RBI single from Bradley Pell. Ogden defeats Great Falls 6-5. Glacier outlasts Billings 12-10. And they hold off a late comeback from the Mustangs in the ninth. Boise defeats Idaho Falls 8-3. And the losing for Idaho Falls just continues, unfortunately, for last year's runner-ups. They are now 1-18 and have lost 13 in a row. Red Pocket is ahead big, 16-8 on Yuba Sutter in the top of the seventh. And last but not least, Long Beach up big on Modesto, 11-1 in the top of the eighth. Scores around Major League Baseball on this Wednesday. We begin with the Athletics. A's defeat the Brewers 4-3, thanks to a 4-3 victory. Couple of hits from Alika Williams. He had an RBI. 2 runs batted in from Lawrence Butler. Williams, who, as a matter of fact, homered his first of the year. Carlos Cortez and Lawrence Butler all homering. And the A's win 4-3 over Milwaukee down in Las Vegas. Giants come from behind. They were down by 8 at one point, and they score 10 in the final 2 innings, a walk-off grand slam from Bryce Eldridge in the ninth, and they stunned the Nationals 11-10. Orioles defeated the Mariners 7-2. The Rays defeated the Red Sox 7-5. Yankees beat the Guardians 8-4. Padres walk off the Reds 5-4 on a Fernando Tatis walk-off home run. Pirates outlast the Dodgers 9-8. Marlins shut out the D-backs 8-0. Twins take down the Tigers 6-4. Phillies fight off the Blue Jays 7-4. Cardinals crush the Mets 9-2. Rangers roll past the Royals in 10, 6-4, thanks to a go-ahead double from Elias Diaz. White Sox edge the Braves 2-1. Rockies are 3-2 winners over the Cubs. And those are your scores across Major League Baseball on this Wednesday. Let's take a look at tomorrow night's matchup. Oakland and Missoula, third game of this 3-game series. And it'll be the lefty Joel Tornero who is scheduled to start. He will be activated off the injured list for the Ballers, and he will face the right-hander Brendan Beard for Missoula. Again, first pitch scheduled for 6:35 local time. We'll have the first pitch at 5:35 Pacific. Ballers pregame show at 5:20. Ballers YouTube channel and on the Home Team Network. Hope you can tune in then as Tornero faces Beard in Game 3 of the series. The Ballers looking to take a 2-1 lead. That's going to do things for us tonight from Missoula. For Tyler Peterson, I'm Gareth Kwok saying so long. Oakland defeats Missoula 17-12, and they even up the series a game apiece. Enjoy the rest of your Wednesday. We'll talk to you all tomorrow. But until then, so long, everybody.